believe in me. Yeah, I'ma lay it down, grabbing that crown, laying dollars on the ground, gonna double up now. 65 to 4 and 3, 2, one more time. Heavy punchline about to prove. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. Clear your heads now, watch a peek. Let it go and prove my worth, let me earn it. Gonna pass this test and get me a permit. Watch how I do, sit down, observe it. Fires in my soul, uncontrollable burn. Look at me then, look at me now. Correct your bones to root cool, make you bow now. Class one to a point to see. Blow kiss goodbye while they scream and shriek. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. If you feel my vibes, then pop with me. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath.
Wow. We're
Wow.
back.
Why are those
We're
always
back
the
in the
first word?
saddle.
Is it always going to be wow, the first word of every podcast?
I just feel like it's a tradition at this point. I just don't think we
well,
can
because
do
I'm
anything
wowed.
else,
I'm
you know?
fucking amazed. You know?
Amazed at what?
Certainly not what the fuck Atlas is doing. Maybe the fact that the podcast is
Well,
still going. Especially
That is the most impressive one.
in this. I said when we started this that it would end quickly because I fucking hate you. But actually, what I'm starting to realize is it might end because there might not literally ever be anything to talk about. You know? I'm starting to think.
Well, no, I wouldn't go that far. There are, little bits and pieces. Like, I mean, hey, hold on. We're still getting constant updates about everybody's favorite game, Persona 5: The Phantom X. That game gets regular updates. I don't even know what you're complaining about, man.
Thank God. Well, I mean, we got a little bit today at least. You know, we have like scraps to talk about, and it's kind of like little memes like that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess, man, barely. I mean, it's a little pathetic, but I mean, we're social links, right? And we always find something to talk about. Now, whether or not that's good stuff to talk about, that's not my call to say. But
Well, we
what
got
do you want to
a semblance of a
do you wanna
release
open
date,
this?
I think, to talk about today. That's like the big thing. Like something
sure.
of a
That
release
is the-
date, and then we can talk about kind of the announcement window, which we've been talking about a lot. But there's, it's all but guaranteed. I think we'll get into that.
Well, just stay tuned. Stay tuned. I didn't even do the fucking Keemstar intro, dude. Oh my god,
What
we
do
gotta
you
start
normally-
again.
Okay, sorry. All right, hold on.
We gotta do
Hold
it.
on,
We
one
gotta do
second. Okay.
All right,
Wow.
good stuff. All right. Wow. We're right back with the Persona 4 podcast.
That's the Keemstar thing.
Yeah, the fucking like.
I feel like I'm
into the
disappointed.
revival. See, it kind of works. It's the same thing. Okay, whatever. All right. So now,
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. What were you gonna say?
thank you.
for it.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for giving me permission to speak. Sir. God. Okay. I want to start with a little something. Okay. This is definitely the least interesting out of everything we're going to talk about today. Okay. But did you know that P5X actually, I think they capped off their Persona 3 Reload.
Oh, you want to get
collab
right into the
recently.
P5X slot? That's what you want to start with?
Yeah. Yeah, that's isn't that what everyone's here for? I might as well give the people what they want, right?
Okay. Go ahead. I don't know that much about this actually. I haven't followed the Chinese version much, so.
To my understanding, recently they added Koromaru, I'm pretty sure. Or is
That
it
was
Shinji?
like a few months ago.
Fuck. Was it Shinji they added most recently? No, fuck. I actually don't know what I'm talking about.
I think. Wait, hold on. I think I know this better than you do, and you brought this up.
You
I
know-
think it's Koromaru.
Well,
was a
I
few
know that
months
they
ago.
finished it.
I just got a trailer. Might have been released, maybe not. I don't know.
No, I guess it was
recently.
released. I guess it was released.
And then I think that now they teach Shinji, and that's the end.
Okay, right. So Shinji's gonna be the last one. They, yeah, right. I think we got Aigis already. And then they teased, and this is some big news, man. This is some big. I want some energy, man. This is some big news. Okay, you know
Okay.
do you know who they teased? Do
Who?
you know? Do you know?
Did they tease after the fact? I'm so excited.
They teased. Drumroll, please. Persona 5 dancing Joker,
Wow.
everybody. Yep, this is exactly what I've been waiting
Wow.
for. You know, when I feel like if you remember, so if you go back to the very first episode we did of Social Links when after P5X was like already kind of established, I'm pretty sure. The one thing I said was, you know, I liked what was there already, but the real thing I was waiting on was Persona 5 Dancing Joker to be in the game, and I guess I
Yeah.
finally got what I asked for.
That was
I
pretty
guess
much
I gotta
my
take the plunge.
my wish too. Yeah. Hey, I've been playing the game every day. I'm still logging in for the dailies. 4.0 recently. We'll get into that because we'll have more P5X slap this stream. I'm sure. I'm sure we haven't heard the end of it, but yeah. There's this dancing collab. I don't think it's only Joker. I think it's Morgana as well. Yeah. How exciting! Wow. Aren't you excited?
Oh my god, okay, hold on. I didn't even fucking know they had Morgana too. Holy shit. Okay, you know what? Right now, I'm just gonna buy all the fucking P5X meta crystals I fucking can, bro. Holy shit.
Meta
I had
Jewels.
no
Thank
fucking
you.
idea.
What are you, Joe Frederick? Am I
Sorry.
getting that right? I will say this. I looked at it, and I was like, my first reaction was like, why do I give a fuck? Like, I feel like the dancing outfits are not like the dancing outfits are cool. Not really Joker or Morgana's though. I like Ana's a cool one. I think Futaba's got a good one. Yusuke's got a cool one. But whatever, right? Maybe they'll do more in the future. But I was like, I don't know why you do like dancing of all things. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, well, if you want to do alts for the characters, you don't really have that much else to pull from. Like I'm sort of realizing Strikers they have the same outfits.
Yeah.
In Tactica it's just a different art style, but it's the same outfits. Yeah, I don't know. Do you remember what P5X was initially going to do?
No.
With
What do you mean?
the alts, this was in the beta of the game. I don't even know how many people even know this now. This was like
Oh, like the recolors,
Yeah.
right? The recolor, like with like blue Joker and shit. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. It was like
Trying to
Gray
find it.
Akechi or something like
there
that.
it is. Yeah.
No. I know exactly what you're talking about.
There was these. Yeah, these were in the files of the. Oh, cool. I'm not logged in. Well, rip. You
W
can't.
Twitter,
You
okay.
can't click those fucking pictures anymore if you're not logged in. Like you can't enhance them.
Yeah, good stuff, Twitter.
I hate this
Great
fucking
platform, you know.
platform. I had.
Great platform. Big fan.
Oh, I got logged out. You know why I got logged out? I got like
Why?
a thing that like some guy in Turkey or something is gonna hack my Twitter account, and they made me
Wait,
reset my
what?
password. Did you not see this? I tweeted this out.
No.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't
I honestly
know.
have you
It's still
blocked
there.
on Twitter if I'm being
Okay.
completely fucking
That's
honest
nice
with
of
you.
It's not. Yeah, it's not cool. Stop trying to hack my shit. Okay, here we go. Okay, fucking hell. All right, these are the recolors. Some of these are kind of shit. This is kind of goofy, to be honest.
That one looks ridiculous.
I like the on one. I like
wouldn't-
purple on. I'm a fan of purple on.
It's passable.
I'm a fan. I enjoy this one. Cal Morgana, you know, you gotta love it.
This
You
one's
gotta
kind
love
of
it.
just funny. This one's just funny.
Blue Akechi. There are
And
others.
Blue Akechi.
But I don't know, they are. Yeah, it's not the greatest
Yeah,
stuff in the
not
world.
that great.
I guess that's
No,
why they
not-
didn't
definitely
end
not-
up pulling the trigger on and they just do this instead.
But hold on, is it clear whether or not these are like characters or just costumes? Because I feel like costumes makes way more sense. Because what the fuck are they gonna do if they're characters? They're just gonna fucking dance? Like I have no idea. Like
that's what I thought. I was like, oh, they just do alts. But then I think people were saying that they're actually new characters. I don't know. I didn't read the. Is this? Oh, okay, cool. Is this the source for this information? Oh, it is. Yeah, 5-star limited Phantom Thief. This implies a new character.
What
5-star.
the fuck were they? Why? Like literally, what are they gonna do though? Like I should make some stupid fucking moves where they like hit a little jig and shit before they do an attack. Like I just.
You
I
don't
don't know, it feels like a
understand the
weird
lows
decision.
P5X goes. Some of these characters are like Nothing Burger. Like, keep in mind they have alternate characters for like the girls just in swimsuits. Like those
That's
are
a
also
really good point that I completely forgot about
Yeah.
right now. You know, actually, I forgot what they look like. Can we pull those up on the monitor, please?
I might have them saved somewhere. Let me go check real quick. Let me go. Have you seen the new update? I thought we might as well talk about the 4.0 update. Have you seen the global update recently?
No, actually. What do they do?
It's caught up to the first anniversary of the Chinese version, so they have all the content from that. It's a big celebration. Doesn't really feel like it, to be honest with you. There's this new girl who like is like a navigator, and she does some shit. She's like overpowered or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay, that I did actually see. Like,
There you
yeah,
go.
like to my understanding, what they do with the when they're playing catch up, they buff the earlier characters, right? So they're more in line with where the meta is now. and they said they didn't have to buff the Navigator girl because she's already busted. I'm pretty sure. I remember seeing tweets about that
Yeah. So
from like the 3 people who still play P5X in America.
that'd be me. I still play this game. I love it.
One of the
I
three.
love
You're one of the
P5X.
three. You know, that's true. You're one
You
of the
know,
three.
and also the important thing, there's a new arc. The fourth
No,
arc of
you're
the game.
kidding.
The fourth arc of the game is out. I haven't even played the third yet.
Wow.
I'm still backed up. But I'll get there.
Are you gonna be streaming this anytime soon? I've
No.
been dying to see. You know. Oh.
Hopefully I'll stream Randomizer soon. Fuck P5X.
Well, I just thought you just said you loved the game so much. I'm confused. I don't understand.
It's like it's kind of like an abusive relationship. I log on for my dailies. It beats the shit out of me. You know, it's like a give and take. I think.
No, sure. No, that makes sense. No, I get that 100%. Like, one of you is trying to be the 60%, the other person's trying to be the 60%. Regardless, though, P5X is beating the shit out of you. I completely get that. No, that makes sense.
I can't
Sounds
get
like
to
a
the
healthy
game right now.
relationship
Hold on.
anyway.
Aren't you excited for that?
He is. I like a catchy man, but again, I'm tapped out of P5X, bro. That game is like 100 gigabytes for like no fucking reason, bro. Like the storage on that game, the game does not look that pretty. All right, I have no idea why it's that fucking huge. It's
Lot of
like
content.
insane. It makes
A lot
no
of
sense.
bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of content, bro. P5R probably has more shit packed into it, and it's fucking it's like 20 gigs. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
I don't know. I'm not sure actually. There's like a lot of like random bullshit in P5X, like the events and stuff. I feel like there's just a lot of shit in there, for better or for worse. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that's what's going on with P5X. I think is there anything we might just get our P5X slap out of the way. Actually, I've changed my mind. I don't want to come back to it later.
I love P5X. Oh wait, hold on. It's slop. Hey, come on now.
We
I'm
talked
telling you
about
right
the
now, this is the greatest.
Have we talked about? Oh no, I don't think we have actually. Have we talked about the
Wait, what are we missing?
5-star that they teased for the Chinese version, the new version of
No.
Closer? Yeah, she's kind of.
Oh
purple.
my God,
I
she's
actually looked
evil.
for her. This is cool. This is not her though. To be clear, this is Closer. Sorry, this is a new girl.
That makes
I'm
more
sorry.
sense.
I
Yeah, I
mixed
was
my
gonna
words up.
say.
This is the
Yeah,
new
you
girl.
was gonna
This is
say.
the
I thought you
5-star
loved
Closer.
P5X, bro. You're confusing me.
I like the new look for Closer too. I think that's cool. I like this girl's look though. I think this girl's been. She was in like the first anniversary opening, so she's been there for a while. But I think she's finally being added. I don't follow the Chinese version, but I think this is her finally becoming a Phantom Thief. Cool, the purple
No
hair.
way.
Tell me it's not a cool design.
It's an okay design.
That
I
is
like
cool.
the sword.
Sword's nice.
Sword's pretty cool.
I will say the mask is
Pretty
a little
jagged.
close. Like they do like a lot of these types of masks in this game. I
Yeah,
think.
it's not very inspired, is it?
Yeah.
I wonder who even does the character designs for P5X. 'Cause it certainly isn't Sojima.
don't
I know he did Wonder, but that's it.
I'm not sure. So yeah, new version of Closer 2, an actual 5-star version of her. So I guess that's cool. I guess was teased
guess-
as we mentioned. Yeah, and now they've teased Shinji since then.
A bunch of Butler outfits. Oh no, never mind. I thought they're adding Butler outfits for all those guys. Never mind. No, that's just a
They've
stupid
got
collab.
big collabs. Yeah.
Damn, does this game really have motion like overseas, like motion? What do you think?
I mean, when Faz showed I remember he tweeted this. The revenue for the game, it was a lot of money. I was in Chinese yuan, but it was a lot of money. This game's not going anywhere. Okay, it's here to stay.
That's crazy.
I feel like if they're ever gonna shut P5X down, it will be to make a new gacha game, like in the future. It'll be like a P6X or something. That would be.
Hey,
the only
you know what I'm
time.
waiting for? I'm waiting for the Persona MMO. Okay, they got to do like some Final Fantasy 14 bullshit for Persona. I'm telling you right now, that shit would pop the fuck off, bro. That'd be huge.
Oh, I don't know actually.
Tell me
I
right
don't.
The overlap is insane. Okay, listen, MMOs are for people who don't go outside. Persona fans don't go outside. I mean, it just sounds like a match made in heaven,
agree,
man. I don't know.
But it's a little different. You know, I don't even know how. Okay, I said P5X makes a lot of money. It does, but I think in like global, I think it's like lost a lot of player. At least if we look at the Steam numbers, like I think this game is more successful overseas. It seems like. I mean, not that these are terrible player numbers to be clear, but like I feel like it just had like this is maybe a little rough for a gacha game of its stature. Maybe not. I mean, this is all right. And then on the
But
big
not
updates, you get
terrible.
like 6,000 to 7,000. It's not terrible. I just imagine it's bigger overseas. MMOs, I don't know. MMOs are like they're a big commitment, and we already are releasing 100-hour games. I don't know. I mean, maybe.
I think they could make it. Atlas has Sega resources now. I think if like it was like a mainly maybe a Sega effort with just like the Atlas branding attached to it, I feel like it could be a pretty big success. They already have Sega runs Phantasy Star Online 2, and that's obviously a very successful MMO. I'm pretty sure if they were to push for a Persona MMO, that shit would be huge.
I
I
think
think
like
I don't know. It feels-
gotchas are like less effort once you've actually established it and make just so much
Sure.
money. I don't know. Like MMOs, they make money too, but I don't know. Gotchas just feel like the easy one. It's the easy thing to make.
I think gotchas are definitely like for sure the easiest one 100%. But I don't know. MOBAs like the thing is they have insane player retention above all else. MOBAs, not MOBAs, MMOs. Sorry, I misspoke. Yeah. MMOs have insane player retention, right? Because they're really built around like that Second Life vibe. I don't know. I feel like with like something like P5X, if like there are people who like you mentioned the fall off in the States, right? Or in the West in general.
A little bit. I don't know how fair that is. I don't know how much it was ever going to retain. Like, I'm sure it had an overrepresented launch because people were just hyped for it because it was, Persona 5, new game, whatever the fuck, right? So, but,
Sure.
like, my guess would be, this is guesswork, my guess would be it's more successful in China and Korea, almost certainly, because Gacha Games is bigger there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I mean, there's a reason why they launched the game there first, right? It's bigger in that market.
And then you also had a lot of blowback. I don't know how the Chinese crowd reacted to it. Maybe because the writer got replaced or whatever. But I mean, there were literally articles written on the blowback to the Subway Slimer arc, right? So.
Yeah, no, but sorry, you mean by blowback you mean non-stop universal acclaim and praise, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Just to be clear. Okay, no, that's what I was expecting. Because again, I don't think I remember any criticism about that, like at all.
Not one.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I don't know. Maybe they just don't give a fuck. As I feel like if like a market's really heavily like invested in the gacha games, they might not just really care about narratives. Because I, honest to God, cannot think of a single gacha game with a good story, and I've played a lot of them.
No, but I don't think that's the deal. I think like you're getting people to log on for like dailies, so like that's really good for retention because people always are coming back to get new shit. Even non-gacha games do this now. Like every fucking live service game on the planet needs daily quests and a battle pass that you're grinding for every day of the season and shit like that. Like every fucking game wants to constantly fuck you for your time now. We're so past the era of just making a good video game, okay? Fuck that, okay? Now, we need your time in this ever-evolving digital market with all the things in the world. We'll make our game free, so there's no barrier to entry. And we'll just sell you cosmetic. That's just the world we live in now.
No shit. The install base is already because everyone has a phone.
Yeah, and then gacha games are like the maximum version of that, like where they're literally built entirely around that. Basically, the appeal of it really, I think, comes down to, getting all the shit in the game, logging on for the event, stuff like that, and like the whole game is basically built around that. Like even the way the gameplay is fucking laid out. It's there to like reward you for playing the game with like, hey, you're doing so well, cutie, little boy. Hold on. You're doing so good. You're doing so good. That wasn't meant to come off like that, okay?
Oh, brother. Oh, what the fuck?
I don't know. I wanted it to be like a mother looking down at you, rewarding you. It is fucking pedophilic anyways, okay? Don't give up. Don't go on my ass like that.
God, all right? I hate Persona. I just fucking hate Persona.
But they're getting on you like, hey, you're doing so well, sweetie. Okay, here. Sit down, okay? We're gonna reward you with some meta jewels for playing our game.
Down.
We're gonna that is the relationship they have. They're rewarding you.
I feel like it's more like an abusive father, like throwing you like fucking like bones for like following his tasks.
They even have some fucking gachas even logging in every day. It's like a fucking chores, like you put the little star every day you do your chores in class. I'm saying it's built like you don't fuck you, okay?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, yes.
I'm putting it in the eccentric way only I can. Possible. That is the way I explain things, okay? You're not going to get this type of coverage anywhere else. But that is the whole
a good thing.
It is. That's the way these games are laid out. They're laid out to reward you for, like, there's even fucking here, if you want to skip the entire story, because we're not going to reward you for watching it, because we don't expect you necessarily to all our players to watch it. So click the you can click the skip button and we'll give you like a summary or whatnot. They know their player base very well.
No, yeah, I like because you're like the huge fan of Wuthering Waves, right? Like you played like all the game story. And
I did actually, so
that's how it is. Yeah, how was that, by the way? It's tangentially Persona related. They had a Persona collab.
They did. I played after the Persona collab though, so I couldn't even. It was the most lame Persona collab anyway. There's like a bike in the new patch or whatever, and you can get like a skin for the bike. Yeah, like a motorbike.
Oh, well, I mean, surely they would take advantage of the correlation and make the skin after, like, Makoto's Persona, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. It was, like, PNGs of Joker and Makoto P3, to be clear, and, like, Morgana and other shit. Like, it was the most lame bullshit fucking I'm not even gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up, actually. It's not good, though. Did we talk about this when it happened?
I'll take... I don't think we might have gone over it
feel
like,
like we
because we have
did.
like those like slop segments about gotchas, like
Well, because we have
there's
nothing
always some
fucking else to
bullshit with
talk
gotchas in
about.
Persona. Well, hold on. There is one thing to talk about. Maybe two things, maybe even
Hold on.
three actually, depending on how you look at it.
Hold on, we're talking about the important stuff right now. We'll get to your fucking P4R release date later. We're
fuck
talking
you,
about
man.
bike skins, okay? Look, Sonic's here too.
Oh, Sonic!
Yeah, this was what it looked like. There were some others, but they all
That shit
look
looks
like
great, man. What are you talking about? You know, I got
Yeah,
like, you know, I'm telling you, man, for a bunch of like, you know, free skins that probably dropped like, you know, like when you just got the game, like you just get in there for free. Probably like amazing stuff, though. I have to say, pretty good stuff.
All I'm saying is, it's very easy to make a lot of money on a gacha, I think, as long as it's somewhat successful, and you do
Sure.
all the predatory stuff, which P5X, you know, does. No, maybe not the worst. They're definitely gacha like they're decently generous sometimes, which is nice. But
the model inherently, because
Yeah,
it's
the
not money,
model
it's
is
your
just-
time, no matter
yeah,
what.
sure, yeah.
But sucking as much time as from you as humanly possible.
Well, new patches will
And
give
money.
you like an okay, generous amount of currency. Like they're more generous in Wuthering Waves from what I played. It felt like so. But the point is that if you're doing that model and so you're gonna make a lot of money, and it's really not gonna be. It's probably I can't imagine the costs are super high just because once you've made the base and you've gotten it all down, you've kind of eased into it. Like now you just have to keep releasing new characters. Every once in a while, new story content, stuff like that. You just keep it going until people stop caring. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
So that's the reason I just think like a gacha game is an easier investment than like an MMO. Like I feel you see
No,
gacha
under-
games for everything, every fucking series under the sun that's remotely Japanese, but MMOs you don't see nearly as much. Yeah. Oh
No,
fuck.
you're
Alright, go on.
100% right. That's true. That's true. Barrier for entry on that is super duper low. 100%. I agree.
Would you consider just out of curiosity? Would you consider GTA Online an MMO or like a gacha? Because I guess it's kind of an MMO.
I would
yeah.
argue closer to MMO, but like
The
only
model
because,
the
like,
system is
the
very
heists are
gacha
just
game.
raids. No, for sure, but I think there's a lot of overlap between because it's just that's how live service games are, and MMOs are kind of the progenitor
Yeah.
of live service, but in a less predatory light, just because for most MMOs you need to pay a fee to play every month, so they kind of have to make a more complete game as a result of that.
I think like the monetization model reminds me a lot of like super predatory gacha like model. It's like and I think we talked about this, right? The numbers, the amount of money they were making off that game leaked recently. It was like 500 million a year. I think by week it was like 20 million. I don't remember the exact number. They make
Which is
so much money. That's why it's
by
just
the
so
way.
easy. It's just so easy to just do something
Like,
like
how
this.
long has GTA Online even been a thing?
Since
Imagine
the
that
launch,
kind
I
of
think,
return.
basically. Maybe like a few months after
Basically
launch.
10 years. Well, more
Yeah.
than 10 years of constant, like, steady revenue flow. Obviously, it probably wasn't as lucrative when it first came out, but still, you get what I'm saying, right? That kind of investment is just ridiculous. You know what they need to do? Screen, hold on. I just came up with it right now. Hold on,
What?
okay. We're in an Atlas boardroom, okay? I'm talking with some big wigs, you know? Sega people.
If you say Persona
Everyone's in
6
on this
Online,
one,
I'll
okay?
kill myself.
Persona
okay?
6
We're
Online.
never getting Persona 7. You know what that did to the Grand Theft Auto series, right? You remember? You know what the last GTA game was?
Persona 6 Online. Dude, imagine. Hold on. Imagine, okay? Imagine, okay? Just follow me here, okay? I know it sounds hard to imagine, okay? But listen, you boot up. Hey, man, you want to play some Persona 6 Online? What? What are you talking about, Persona 6 Online? Yeah, Persona 6 Online. You want to do a heist with me? What, a heist? Yeah, man. If you just, pay $10, you get access to this exclusive heist where you can get plenty of meta jewels so you can get more personas to join your squad.
I'll
Now,
kill myself.
I know
if
that
this
might
happens.
sound dystopic. It might sound dystopic to you, but for board people, that's the best thing they've ever heard in their entire life. I guarantee you, if you told someone that, went up to Sega's offices right now, told someone that, they'd start crying and hire you immediately. Okay? Just think about it. Think
No.
about it. Okay? Think about it.
No.
It'll
You know-
happen. It'll happen. I just willed into existence right
Do
now.
you know
It's
what
gonna
that did to the GTA series? Do you know what the last GTA game was? It was
No.
GTA 5 for PS5. Do you know what it was before that? It was GTA 5 for PS5. Do you remember? Do you know what it was before that? It was GTA 5 for Xbox One. Do you remember what it was before that? They just released the same game 400 times. If something like that happens and Persona 6 is infinitely monetizable, we're never seeing Persona 7 for like a good 15 years. Never.
I mean, I hate Persona, so I'm kind of all for this. to be honest
honestly,
with you.
P5X might be cocking us of getting more spin-offs, okay? Because if you look at Tactica's numbers and how it seemed like that game wasn't the most successful in the world, while P5X makes a fuck ton of money, I don't think we're ever going to see I
Well,
don't.
we
Well,
know the
not that we'll
spin-off
never
guy,
see a
the
spin-off
guy who
again.
generally hold on. We know the guy who generally writes the story for the spin-offs. Yusuke Nida is working on that game almost constantly. So we
But sure, I
honestly
don't know if
might
he's a
be
lead
getting
writer
bumped
on
off spin-offs
those.
because of that.
To be fair, where I think
Is
he's
it
a
not?
lead
I
writer
thought
on
he was the lead
P5X.
writer on P5X.
On P5X, I think he might be, but I don't know if he was in the spin-offs. Like,
I
think
think
they
he
had
was lead
different
writer
directors.
on. Was he not lead writer on Strikers?
I'm not sure. But either way, it's just from the perspective of like what makes a fuck ton of money. Like P5X, you just like again spin-offs. You have to keep making new games and have people keep buying these new games over and over. P5X such a low barrier to cross. Once you've made the game, you just continuously update it, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, realistically,
he was
they have P5X in
a
at all.
writer
I
on
don't think
Tac-
we're gonna
Yeah,
get like.
yeah.
Sorry, what's that?
I pull up his credits just because he was a writer on Tactica, scenario planner on Strikers. But there were like other writers that are listed as like the leads for these games. So I'm not sure if he was the lead on any of these.
Okay. I guess. I mean,
yeah.
And to your point, right? As long as P5X exists, I don't think Atlas is going to do anything live service, just because why would you compete? Why would you like cannibalize your own market like that, right? Like P5X is kind of covering that space pretty well, I think. I mean, it clearly is based on how successful you said it was. So,
Well, who knows? I mean,
Yeah,
they want to
there's,
do a
I
new
guess, no
Persona
reason.
game every year. Maybe one day we'll get the elusive Persona MMO, but I probably not. Would be my guess.
Well,
Probably not. I'm still down for a party game. I would love a Persona party. Okay, I'm still number one
this
advocate
guy,
for that.
I'm telling you,
I'd love
this
it.
guy
I'd
has
love
like
it'd be
gone
great.
to
It would
parties and
sell.
called me like
Mhm.
this guy has gone to parties and like in like tears, drunken tears, called me talking about how badly he wants to play on a party board that's modeled after LeBlanc with Akechi as like his little guy playing mini games vaguely based on the Persona series. Okay, this guy is in love with that idea. I don't
What do
know
you want
why.
me to say?
It's actually
What do
a
you want
serious
me to
problem.
say? It would be the best thing ever. You know it'd be the best thing ever. Everybody knows it would. Everyone would love it. Okay, all I'm saying, they would. You know what? They've done so many of these Mario Party ripoffs. We can do one from Sega. We can do a Persona one. We can.
I feel like if they were to do one, it'd be like a Sega and All Stars affair. Like when, like I don't
Fuck
know if it
that.
would be.
Fuck
They would do
you.
it, but like think about it. They would do it like that, 100%, right?
They don't have
You get
to.
Joker, maybe like the protagonist, maybe.
You know what it'd be like? It'd be like Sonic Racing Crossworlds. How many people still give a shit about that game, huh? 0. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Well, I did get owned epically there, so I guess I don't really know what to say about that.
You want to get into into the P4R stuff we saw recently?
I was having so much fun talking about P5X though.
I wasn't. There's some big stuff
Yeah, I
going into P5X recently. Or sorry, I'm sorry, I'm still caught up in that. In the P4R world recently, obviously, it's been an elusive topic since its reveal in June of last year. Mostly because that trailer was a big ol' nothing burger, and since then we've gotten only more nothing to chew on. Atlas has basically talked not like barely about the game at all. I don't even know if they've like even tweeted like to remind people it exists. Like I can't recall like any social media presence for this fucking game since that reveal. It's basically just been radio silence, and I think, I mean, we said this on previous episodes. Seems almost certain now because the later we get, it's probably just going to be at the June show in Xbox. It seems like we are just waiting a year between trailers. That was a bit of a fear initially, but
crazy by
Terrible
the
first
way.
impression.
It's insane.
terrible first
That's
impression.
just ridiculous.
To
I
release a
don't
bad
know the last
trailer
time
and-
Atlas has done something like that. Like honest to God, like last time I can think of like them having a ridiculous like reveal to release kind of thing like that was Persona 5. That was insane. And the fact they did it so recently, especially with their initiative seemingly to reveal games closer to release, I just can't even fathom what went into that. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Continue. Sorry about it.
Well, yeah, it's just a very bad first impression. I think they just wanted something to show at that Xbox show, whether that was because of Xbox or because of Atlas or because of Sega, who knows? But I think they just wanted something to put out there to show that this game existed. There people have said that they were probably pushed into making it for the leaks. I don't think that's the case, especially because the leaks were. I think people overestimate how many people even care about leaks. Like this is like your most hardcore fan base, anyways. And then
The
like
leaks.
what
well,
even
hold on,
were they?
didn't we
They
already
were
address-
a domain, and they were
No.
the voice acting thing. Yeah.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure the leaks only came to the forefront because of the domain thing, which means they were planning to announce it anyways.
Yeah, like
doesn't
P3R had a
really
domain thing months in advance as well, and like even I'm pretty sure if you
Yeah.
look at the date they made the trailers before a lot of the voice acting stuff, I just don't think. Not that this is impossible, but I think people super overestimate. They get trapped in this world and think it's like they kind of lose perspective. I just don't think like leaks like this are as big as people think they are. I just don't. Yeah,
No, 100%.
especially to like the casual viewer. Like these announcement streams have hundreds of thousands of people watching, and these leaks probably don't reach nearly as many people, and certainly not the same type of people.
The only time I could maybe think of like leaks reaching that mainstream eye super duper hard was maybe like in the era of Midori, maybe.
Maybe these are getting like a lot of coverage on social media, but even
Yeah.
so, like you're still like even fuck the announcement stream, because even your most hardcore people are probably like the ones still watching streams of announcements and stuff like that. Just like because like once you reveal the game, now you're putting it on storefronts and you're putting like this is reaching so many more people, and you kind of want to make sure they have something good. I think it's like there was probably just some great want to have this be out there, whether it's for Xbox's sake, so they have something to market on Game Pass, or Sega's sake, so they just have something out there. I don't know, but yeah, that'd be my guess. Anyways, in relation to a release date, there really hasn't been much. Obviously, Atlas has said nothing, like we said, but there was one guy, and I cannot fucking believe it's come to this point. Do you know what a Funko Pop is, Incompetency? A Funko Pop? Okay. Yeah. No, that would be my reaction too, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't catch that. I'm sorry, one more time. Sorry.
So there's these things, okay, and they're kind of like collectibles, and you put them on your wall or whatever, and you put them. They're like little figures, and they all kind of look similar. So there's a degree of conformity and standards between them all. They all kind of look similar, and they're these little things, and you collect them, and they're all different franchises, and Persona is one of them, and they're releasing these figures, these Funko Pops, for the 30th anniversary. You know that? Did you hear about this? Are you aware of this?
Okay, so I heard every word you said, but none of them made any sense to me. Can we just skip to the part that actually matters?
No, we need to. We're gonna really dial this in here, because I really want you to know how fucking absurd it is. This is how we're getting our news now. Okay. These Persona 30th Funko Pops were announced by Atlas. I think this was late March, right? It seems like. These 30th anniversary Funko Pops, okay? These were announced by Atlas, but they were actually shown a little bit before by a... Oh, I switched the wrong scene there. By a... Oh, there's an example, right? By a Funko Pop leaker. Apparently there are leakers in the Funko Pop community.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Funko Pop leaker. Yeah, actually, it was crazy. I actually do remember this. I just bashed my head against a wall really hard after I heard it, because I didn't want to conceive the fact that I'm getting Persona news from fucking Funko Pops more than I am from Atlas for some goddamn reason.
Yeah.
Yes, you know what
So,
oh my god.
There's this guy. Do you actually remember the... Oh, yeah, I found it. Here we go. He's a guy named the Scarlet Joker. Look, it's Joker. See?
Joker.
This guy posted, I think if we go back in his feed real quick, I'm pretty sure he posted that the 30th anniversary Persona stuff was dropping a little before it was officially announced. So this is like probably still late March, but a little bit before. Dude, get in. This guy tweets a lot. How many Funko Pops could there possibly be to post about?
Why do you even need to know about Funko Pop motherfucking leaks, bro? Just wait. It cannot be that fucking serious, man. Just wait.
Here, so I don't know if this was the tweet that was before, but I think this one of these was a little before. So, oh, look, we even have the AI analysis. Hive analyzed this, 0% chance. Wow, isn't that crazy? So yeah, he posted this a little bit before. Obviously, this ended up being true. And then, a little bit later, this is about a week or two later, he posted about more Funko Pops. These ones still haven't been officially unveiled, but these ones are Persona 4 Revival ones. Protagonist, Yosuke Hanamura, Chie Satonaka, and Teddy. And of course, I went through all that to describe this guy got the 30th anniversary ones right, so he seems like a reputable Funko leaker. At least from that one example, and seemingly he does other leaks too. Not in the Funko community well enough. But...
leaker. Funko community, yeah.
Not a big Funko
anymore. Who cares anymore? Who cares anymore, right?
Not a big Funko guy
I get my
myself.
fucking news about Persona 6 from a fucking toothpaste ad, man. It doesn't even make sense anymore, bro. I'm sorry.
Careful, isn't the 30th anniversary? Didn't that art leak because of fucking merchandise that was like fucking cup holders and shit. Okay, we're just in clown. We're just in a clown world now. Okay, when it comes to
Nothing
any of this
makes
stuff,
sense
nothing
ever.
makes sense anymore.
Nothing makes sense ever.
Uh,
It's all a meme. It's all a big joke.
But anyways, he said in this tweet, coming early 2027. Now, if we
Now, this
strip
could mean a few
back
things,
the
right?
absurdity of the fact that we're learning all this from Funko Pop, this is actually pretty fucking big news, wouldn't you say?
I would completely agree. This gives us an actual firm window for Persona 4 Revival's release. We know that almost certainly, unless people are really enthusiastic about Funko Pops to the point where they feel the need to release these before the game comes out, which,
Which would be
I don't think
absurd.
that's the case. That would be absurd. This is likely telling us a time either around when the game will come out or like a little bit after when the game will come out. So the game is likely going to come out before these Funko Pops do, which means that we're looking at early 27 or late 26, most likely, right? Somewhere between that range.
Yeah, I mean, as long as this date ends up being correct, like, I would imagine you're releasing the Funko Pops around the time it's coming out, if not a little bit later. So, this probably means late 2026, early 2027 release date, which was already pretty much what we thought had to be the case. There was this investor report from, at this point, wasn't it like a year ago? Fuck.
Yeah.
Was it that long ago? It was a while back. Time's passing a little
Make
too
it
quickly.
stop.
But there's
it's all the Funko Pop's fault.
Yeah.
It's the Funko Pop's fault, bro.
There was a Sega investor report back a little while ago that said Persona 4 Revival was slated to be released by fiscal year. I always fuck up. Is it fiscal year 2027 or 2026? 2027?
I think it was 27. I'm almost
I think,
certain.
I
it was
don't.
27.
Japanese fiscal years are weird to me.
Which
because
means
they end in March.
the actual dates was before April 2027, right? That's what it
Yeah,
actually
March
was.
31st is when the Japanese fiscal year ends. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that investor report seemed to say that, hey, by March 31st, 2027, we expect this game to be out. So this lines up pretty well. Late 2026, early 2027 would obviously be before then. Sounds like a good time to be releasing the game too, because in my professional opinion, I have a feeling we might even... Whether we'll see Pre-6 announced this year is a little up in the air, but I have a feeling it's going to come out next year. I have a feeling it's late 2027. That's my feeling right now for everything we have.
Agree. I largely agree. I think we're gonna get a reveal probably around September, maybe after. Maybe
Maybe
at the
December.
the
Game
Xbox
Awards.
show even.
Oof, that'd be
That's
pretty
actually
crazy.
you're right. That's most likely one. That depends on when they want to release the game though, because like how long are their marketing cycles usually? Like 8 months.
I mean, this game's... Let's imagine Revival comes out late 2026, early 2027. That would mean 6-month marketing cycle. That's pretty solid. Isn't that about what Reload
Yeah,
had?
that's true. I think so. That sounds about right.
So yeah, you have about 6 months to market, which is a good amount of time. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, we have now kind of this kind of tentative, up in the air, but seems kind of likely to be around this area release date for Persona 4 Revival, which is pretty big. And to top that off, this all happened early
Oh.
April. So this is about a month ago now,
Mhm.
this news that we're covering finally. But there's even more now that's happened. This was in the past week or so. This was about a few days ago, 3 days ago. Tosei. You know who Tosei is?
Who is Tosei Screen? I've never heard of
I was
them
hoping you
before.
would tell me. I was hoping you would be
Oh,
so
I mean,
so
sorry.
knowledgeable. Yeah, why don't you
I do know what Tosei
use
is.
your mind,
I was
yeah.
playing I was playing a character, guys.
Wow.
I actually know what Tosei is.
convince me.
Tosei is a Japanese support studio that generally does a lot of work on the back end for games. They're typically used as extra manpower. Episode Aegis was actually developed, to my knowledge, entirely by them. Right? Am I wrong in saying that?
I actually have no fucking idea. So, but they they work on that. Yeah.
Well, sure. They are also known to be a primary developer on Persona 4 Revival. So we have it. So this is basically a lot of the manpower behind Persona 4 Revival. This team of the dev team for sure, right? So imagine our feelings when we see an investor report from Tosei saying a project is wrapping up development soon. It's entering the final stages.
Yeah.
Would you like to pull that up on the monitor?
I will.
Screen?
Yeah. So obviously Tosei is working seemingly on Persona 4 Revival. I don't know if you call it outsourcing or whatever the fuck, but they're a part of the development team. They have this financial report recently. Now I'm not sure. I didn't actually go and read this financial report myself, so I'm kind of just reiterating the information I read here. But apparently, data points to P4R being Project 2. Not exactly sure why that's the case. You probably have to read the rest of the report to get to that point. I can't imagine either of us have. But I imagine this information is correct. We'll take it at face value for now. And this Project C here says it's in the final phase with steady progress, expected to be completed during the fiscal year ending August 31st, 2026. So if I'm reading that correctly, sounds like they expect P4R to be done by August of this year, late August. Kind of crazy, huh?
That is kind of crazy.
It lines
and
up,
obviously,
though,
like
with
the
the
tweet
release date
mentions,
stuff.
that's also, yeah, no, 100%. Which, factoring in for polish and localization, it seems about right to expect a proper release for this game around the time before those Funko Pops. I mean, everything seems to be pointing towards that. Tosei, Atlus's own investor report, and the fucking Funko Pop leaker all point towards that release window. And I really do think that the only place where we're going to get more info about this game within reason is has to be at the Xbox show.
It has to be there
and
now.
again-
It
No, no
will-
way. If it's not, if
I
it's not
would
there,
I would put a lot of money on it. Like I would, yeah, it's gonna be there.
if it's not there, we'll just ban the podcast. I already said
We
this.
should.
I'll do
We
it.
should. I'll put that
I'll-
on it.
Yeah, 100%. If it's not there, I'll do that.
Or at least
It's
somewhere in
ridiculous.
that June. If it's not Xbox, it'd be somewhere around that. I don't know why it wouldn't be there though. It's almost
If we have to wait
have to be an
longer than
Xbox.
like beyond June for anything about that game,
it's fucked.
something
Wait
is wrong.
till
And then we probably need to end the podcast for our own safety because someone out there is going around like, I don't know. There's something wrong. Okay, something wrong in the air. It's a bad omen. All right. But hopefully, things are within reason, and we get that reveal or re-reveal, I guess, in June. Sorry, Freudian slip. I apologize. Oh, I'm very pessimistic.
Isn't this kind of like a big thing though? That means like we're about a month away from P4R's re-reveal, I guess, and hopefully a proper trailer this time. Hopefully with voice acting and actual footage of the game and whatnot, and a lot of great things. Like basically like the original P3R trailer that we got initially would be the hope that we get something on that level,
which was super substantive. That was a
Yeah.
really good trailer. It showed a bunch of areas in the game, showed the combat, showed the UI, showed the soundtrack, showed basically everything that you really need in an initial game trailer. Super duper good trailer. But that just goes to show how strong of a marketing campaign Persona 3 Reload had. That Revival has kind of been like slipping on, at least up until now.
And that trailer means even more too, because it's not like it's just that trailer in isolation. That probably starts the marketing cycle for P4R, which we're going to ride out until its release in seemingly late 2026, early 2027, which means that if that's all the case, we're entering P4R season finally. And if you remember, if you were there for Persona 3 Reload's marketing cycle, it was something to witness. I think everybody has to admit that game had an incredible marketing cycle. They did information well. They drip fed it at a good rate. Things just got more and more excited, and I think we're gonna enter something like that for Revival come June.
More on the Persona 3 Reload hype cycle. Listen, okay, if you weren't there, I'm gonna express it in the best way I know how. I am a married 40-year-old man with 5 children, and that hype cycle was the happiest period of my entire life.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'd agree.
That's how big of a deal it was. It was incredible. Great time to be an Atlas fan, especially because the game wasn't actually out yet, and people couldn't like do petty arguments about nonsense. It was a great time. It was a great time to be an Atlas fan.
Do
Okay?
you want to talk about the
Wonderful days.
discourse on P3R? I mean, it's gonna be there for P4R, right? I think people are like more. This is like a super out there, like very general topic. Remakes right now are in like a really weird space. I think culturally, like casual gamers, I think seem to like them quite a bit, and then even the hardcore gamers seem to like them overall. But there's like a big push from some of them that's like super negative or against them or I like at the very least
And
like not.
And it's almost like on an ideological level too, to the point where it's like not even like case by case. It's more just if it's a remake of a game that I thought was good on its own, then it's pointless for it to exist at all. It has no reason to be in existence. Yeah. So I didn't mean to cut you off there. This conversation has been had a lot, and we talk about it pretty regularly.
Very
don't we?
different time in the culture than it was in 2023 when Reload was announced, because people when that game was announced were quite hyped, and then when it came out, people really liked it. Like, there's this little game you can play. Okay, if you ever find a Reload hater on social media, and there's a social media you can search their past comments are, just search Reload. Okay, because it seems like every single time they loved the game when it came out, and then they played it, they beat it, they loved it, and then I don't know if it's like the social media addiction or whatever, but because they've been fed constant hate on the game since then, that's just like warped their opinion on it. It hasn't been like a replay of the game or like even like a really good reanalysis of it. Like it's just been like because you're fed kind of what seem like mostly
negative point,
stupid
like,
talking
again-
points about remakes and stuff like that. It's a big thing. Like, not that remakes are always good, obviously, but there's just like the conversation about them right now seems to be like really poison and really stupid. I
No,
think
100%,
Revival's gonna
especially
suffer
because,
because of that in those spaces.
On a like text-based like image and video-based platform like Twitter, when you have like, that's just an example, right? Or Reddit or YouTube or anything like that, when you discuss things about remakes, especially remakes are most criticisms of remakes are built on criticisms of how they relate to the original title. And when doing this, it's very hard to convey the entire gameplay experience, especially if you're somebody who's critical of the remake. You are going to fixate on certain points, on certain things, certain aesthetics, certain vibes, I guess. And games are more than the sums of their parts. They're more than just the vibe and like some screenshots that don't look very good. For instance, a common one about Persona 3 Reload that is used to slander the game online. This is on any platform. You'll see this is and more like on like some more like image-based ones like Reddit and stuff like that and Twitter. But a lot of people are very critical of the games like Dorm, right? That's a big one. And I agree. You agree, don't you, Serene? The Dorm doesn't look that great. Has some visual issues.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
But this is things like that can color the entire perception for the game for someone who's not really looking to defend it. When they're already looking for something that they don't like, again, a remake of a game that they enjoyed, they are going to attach themselves to those things, those small, in the grand scheme of things that should be criticized, but things that don't represent the entire product, and they will latch onto them and bash the game on those things entirely to the point where they almost forget the entire base of the game, everything about the game. An easy example, another one, very simple one, the green load stuff. People call it green and shit, just because the final fight against Nyx is green, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it personally, but I understand people having an issue with that.
Not huge on it. Not huge on that direction in that fight, artistically.
Sure, and that's reasonable, but then you have people like bashing the entire game for the green thing, and it's like, guys, I played FES. Tartarus is green there too, guys. I feel like we're forgetting something. Like, Tartarus is always green, okay? Dark Hour was always green.
Sure.
It's just things like that, right?
I think this speaks to like a larger problem. I think this even is bigger than remakes. I hate video game discussion right now. I think I just hate gamers at this point. I think there's like a big issue. I think right now, I think people need to understand the difference. Okay, and this is not like you're almost never gonna find this on websites like Twitter, which aren't built for it. There is a difference between like legitimate criticism and like propaganda posting. Like if people are exclusively ever posting, like always posting the worst parts of a game or a specific screenshots to try to make something look a certain way, or like it should be obvious this is like not like legitimate criticism. Like I don't know what you'd ever look at and like think this is like a real thing. Like it's almost like I'm trying to think of something here. It's like if somebody were to take like a compilation of like your worst moments as a person and use it to color all of you. Now there might be some things that are like over the line and stuff like that, but like it should be pretty obvious when people are like cherry picking and picking certain things and not looking at things as a whole. And like that's the whole basis for literally all of their fucking criticism always. This is like pretty stupid. Like I compare it to propaganda because it effectively is. Like because in the same way as propaganda, like it's not like when you're trying to do like a propaganda campaign, you're not like, well, let me take all the sides of this argument or whatever, and let me be really fair in my analysis here, and let me really look at things like you're like, no, I'm gonna exclusively represent the best parts about my argument and the worst parts of the opposing sides, and that's it. Like that's good if you're trying to just like constantly fill a narrative and post Twitter and get likes all day from like this stupid bullshit, and like that. Okay, like if that's your goal, then congratulations. But like people should understand, this is not like real criticism. Like that's not how criticism should ever work. Like if we live in that world, we're just fucked, where people are just posting
and
screenshots.
Online discussion is so fucked too, because you will constantly see these people like be like, yeah, reload head, or sorry, like I'm sorry, that was the first instance, but remake heads will really convince you that this is better than that, and they show a screenshot of a very obviously poor part of the game visually, and act like that adequately represents the argument that everyone who's okay with the remake or likes it or is a big fan of it is saying. They mischaracterize the arguments a lot of the time because that's the easiest way to bash them. It's a straw man. It's very basic and very easy, and also children do it a lot. But it's a very easy way to win an argument, quote unquote, on the internet, because it's all about dunks, not about having any substantial discussion, right?
Sure, none of these,
And
yeah.
that's the problem at the end of the day.
Guys, we're finally a real Persona podcast talking about discourse. I think a big problem with this too is like, I guess I've um, it's kind of like video essay brain. Not that video essays are like a bad thing. Video essays can be great or whatever, but there's a problem with always viewing things through those. An issue I have with certain video essays and stuff like that, and there's some on remakes that we can even kind of look at this and see these problems in. Like a thing with a video, if I'm trying to make a video essay, why this thing represents this thing or whatever, like you kind of have to zone in on a certain part, if that makes sense. Like if I'm trying to prove that fuck, I wish I could come up with better examples on the fly. I'm not very good at it. Like video essays exclusively kind of are trying to some of them.
No. I get what you're saying. It's like survey side bias, right? Because you're gonna be, when you're making a video essay focused on one very particular niche thing, right? You're gonna be honing on the points that most align with what it is that you're saying, but that doesn't really like include the full picture, right?
Yeah.
That's where you're kind of getting at. Am I wrong in that? Okay,
No,
yeah,
yeah,
sure.
the
It's
plan-
like survey selection bias.
You would exclusively represent things that are kind of supporting whatever conclusion you're trying to draw, even if there's stuff that might run contrary to it and whatnot. Like people get mad at the Crobecat RE4 like comparison stuff because it feels like it's just super trying to push something like that without ever engaging with like what makes the remake good or anything like that, right? Like if you're trying to just prove a point and you're just exclusively representing what might prove that point, and it might in isolation seem like it does, but like if you're completely omitting certain things or whatever, anyone who has like a decent knowledge of whatever you're talking about is going to be able to probably see through it pretty easily. So yeah, I don't know. It's just analysis should be like of the whole, not just like specific things, right? It's very stupid. Like the amount of people who shit on the episoditis stuff for like a specific line that fucking Yukari says in the dorm without ever
that you have to
looking
go
at
out of
how
your
it-
way
yeah.
to see in a very tense moment where you're meant to go directly to the story.
But you could
content,
argue
by
that
the
line
way,
is representative of a bigger issue in episode, I guess. And that's not like fully incorrect, but nobody understands how that's even the case. Like
No,
nobody
because
can
then
ever
most people like
explain it to you.
I saw that shit on Twitter so much that I didn't even know that I thought it was mandatory story dialogue with how posted it was. I thought it was something that it shows up in the like as a part of a main story sequence. No, it's something you have to go out of your way to see, and that's just emblematic of how overrepresented these issues become. Not that they're not deserving of criticism, they are, but they're not the entire, like, not the whole enchilada, so to speak. Okay, buddy? Like, it's just so annoying, man.
And then I think video games are like a unique thing too, because it's kind of like it's already kind of hard to like represent like film and stuff through screenshots. Like you can get like the epic painting shot or whatever, but like a visual medium that's like has movement is already going to be like from an aesthetic standpoint kind of hard to represent through stuff like that. And then video games, well, there's like a whole feel to video games because they're interactive. There's all these different animations and different hypotheticals, and if you go to certain areas, or you're a 100% guy versus a guy who just does the bare minimum content or stuff, there's like so many different experiences you can have with video games. That's kind of what makes them great, is everyone has a unique experience, right? If I'm playing
No, for sure, yeah.
Persona 3, or if I'm playing fucking yeah, like, sure. If I'm doing Persona 3 and I'm doing like every Elizabeth side quest or whatever, I might have a slightly different experience from the guy who's like rushing through the main story or whatever. Not that either of these experiences are necessarily like better than the other, really. Like one's more completionist, but like
No, it just shows the spectrum of like video game of expression within the game. I mean, that's fine,
Yeah.
especially for an interactive medium, right? No, I get
so
that.
like representing these certain things
yeah.
is also just kind of difficult to do with video games. So like you kind of have to be able to account for a lot. Even things that you might not have necessarily seen yourself, because everyone's going to have a different experience with video games, and then have different party members they're using and different ways they're playing the game and different approaches. Like there's just so many fucking different things. So when everybody just wants to not that's a legitimately difficult thing to account for whenever you're discussing video games ever. That's just gonna always be something that's difficult to do. So when nobody even wants to account for that, but they also just don't want to even account for representing the game fairly in the slightest, it's just like, okay, all discussion around this game is fucked now. Thanks. Like, yeah, I don't know.
And I find myself worrying oftentimes that if P4R is something very much in the same vein as Persona 3 Reload, and even if it has some like issues on launch, I actually do find myself worrying what it could do for Atlus's reputation as a whole. Because now, ignoring the discussion we just had on like people like in more hardcore like audiences, right? Like people who are really big on video games and have a lot of discussion on them online. Generally, and correct me if I'm wrong, Atlas has a really positive reception on on like the mainline games they make in their series. This is
I
like
think
Number
in
Destiny
I
2 or
think with
Number
I think
Persona.
with both casual and hardcore fans of Atlas, they probably have a very positive reputation.
No,
Um,
what I don't
yeah.
I can't think of many other developers who have like making a RPG series like Persona, right? And I know 1 and 2 exist. I'm not trying to disregard that, but I'm trying to say like the ones that really sent it into the stratosphere with their own different direction that are all kind of similar between the games, 3, 4, and 5. Those games are all critically acclaimed, every single one of them.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. I think
Like
almost every game they release is either user or critically acclaimed. Like even the smaller ones are less popular. Like Vengeance, between players and critics, reviewed pretty fucking well. Like what was the last game they released that reviewed like mixed or poorly? I think it was fucking Soul Hackers 2. That was probably the
yeah,
last
Soul
game
Hackers 2
they
was probably
released that was like reputation wise like not super well liked.
yeah, like Atlas is very good at staying in their lane and doing like, something very like impressive. Like again, like an easy example, right? Tell me one other company who has like their UI like making the rounds online and social media so frequently, right?
Sure, that's one of the
I can't
biggest
think of
things
another
like
game
marketing
studio that does stuff
wise.
like that.
In terms
For
of
sure.
just
Like again, like there's reasons like
discussion.
Persona 3 Reload trailer, it has a full shot of the main menu for like good reason, right? Like they know they know that's what makes them unique. And I find myself worrying that if Persona 4 Revival lacks in some of these things, there are rumors that Persona 4 Revival is like a heavily led Toast project, more so than Reload was. Like Reload was developed by P Studio in house primarily, right? Above all else, I find myself kind of worrying what that could mean for the quality if it's true. Now it could just be complete bullshit, and that game was entirely developed by P Studio. I don't really know. But I just in general I find myself worrying what Persona 4 Revival could do for Atlas' reputation if it's not of the same quality as Reload or better, right?
Mhm.
I hope that doesn't happen. There's a lot of things I have hopes for with regards to Persona 4 Revival, and I hope we get to see, fucking anything about that game.
Well,
Like,
hey. Okay, no,
yeah,
sorry. I know you weren't
I,
finished your thought, and I would never want to interrupt the great incompetence.
we
Go for
had
it.
a fuck you. We had a discussion, me and you, off social links for whatever fucking reason. I don't even know why we talk to each other outside this podcast. I don't like you very much.
Sure.
Um, we were discussing Persona 4 Revival, and one of the things that we were thinking was if that game wants to have a new battle theme, much in the same vein of it's going down now in Persona 3 Reload,
Oh.
what could they do to actually include that, right? Because Persona 3 or Persona 4 Golden already added a battle theme. There's already 2 battle themes in that game. And Srin, you want to say what idea you were thinking for how they could handle that?
They're never gonna do this though, because it'd be too good, and Atlas doesn't do good things.
No, they won't. No, they
You
won't.
want to
Again,
talk to
the
their
moment- you have to
reputation?
be like-
Okay, with me, I hate Atlas. I actually fucking despise them. I think all their games fucking suck. And I think I should never expect anything good from them. This is the greatest idea, and they're never gonna do it. Okay, even though Vengeance had like 400,000 fucking battle themes. Okay, this is too good of an idea, so they would just never implement it.
No,
This
no,
way.
no, hold on. Let me stop you right here. I want you to realize, okay? Now, I'm sure you're okay with this because you're having high bets they won't do this. But the moment we say that we want this on social links, Atlas is going to cut it from the game if they're
True.
considering it.
That's
okay?
true. Yeah.
You have to realize that. So you're okay with that before
I'm
going
fine
into
with it.
expressing
Yeah,
You're
fuck
ready
it.
for that.
Fuck
Great.
it.
Okay,
Let's
go
go.
ahead.
Okay. I think personally, okay, it is gonna be difficult because Persona 3, unlike 4, didn't have like 2 battle themes for advantage, disadvantage like P4 does, right? Time to make history, reach out to the truth. You already have the 2 battle themes for advantage, disadvantage. You can't add a new one for advantage like you did in Reload without removing one of those. However, maybe you don't necessarily have to remove them because there's another approach here, okay? I think that introducing a new battle theme, maybe multiple, who knows, right? But at least let's imagine one for now. You could think about how you could apply multiple here, but let's just say one, okay? Let's say one new
Sure.
battle theme is what we want. Would the perfect place be to slide it? Let's make something a little different in tone. Reach out to the truth and time to make history. They're both very they're very hyped song. But they're very high. But there's a certain point where that tone doesn't feel like it fits P4 as well. I would say for a majority of the game it does. Very bright, cheery town. Sure, it has the serial killer story underneath, but that's the whole point is that it's kind of a, like a friendly environment. But then there's a point where it kind of gets real. I would draw that line during like the Nanako arc. I think P4 draws the line during the Nanako arc because you brought this up to me in the conversation. I actually forgot about this. When Nanako's gone from the house, they even changed the fucking Dojima Resonance song. The Alone
They
song
do.
starts
They
playing.
play
shit.
a song called "Alone," which is actually an amazing fucking song, by the way. It's a great track.
So
I don't like it as much as Signs of Love, but it's very good, right? And it sets that tone very well, right? And yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, so there's this tone that switch, and it kind of persists for the rest of the game, really, because the cheery tone is kind of in the background after that point. It comes back for certain events and whatnot, but all the arcs are more serious from that point forward. Why not introduce a new battle theme for that point forward of something a little less, hype and exciting or whatever? Now I know they probably want their hype exciting song because it's going down now was like that, so you can do a new one for another point in the game too if you want, but at least for that, that would be like a perfect point. Like I already see people complain. There's fucking mods that make it so Heaven, the palace or the dungeon theme for Nanako's arc, plays through the battle instead of the regular battle theme because people think it fucks with the tone too much, and I kind of agree. It's got those long days, and then. Like it kind of fucks it, It's not. It doesn't. It's like damn. That I went from like a super melancholic kind of vibe, and now you're bringing the hype back, but it doesn't feel like it makes sense here. That'd be a perfect time for a new battle theme. A perfect time. It makes so much fucking sense. You can do 2 new battle themes. If you want to do advantage, disadvantage. Now that might be a lot, but
If anyone would do it, it'd be Atlas. But what blows my mind even more, I didn't even think about this until right now. We're having this conversation. A big RPG staple, I think, is having a certain turning point where the main battle theme changes. One of the ones that comes to mind very easily right now, Deltarune. Deltarune had a change in its battle theme after a certain point, right?
Sure.
2 changes actually, if I'm remembering correctly, right?
I think there's only 1, right? Wasn't it Rude Buster to from
No,
now
isn't.
on?
No, there's Ruder Buster too.
That's a mini busting.
Is it? Oh shit! Okay, my bad. I misread. You're right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
My fault. Well, whatever. Point is, having a turning point where the soundtrack changes. Xenoblade 2 does this. Actually, all Xenoblade games do this.
I don't know why the end fucking does this.
think-
And again, that Atlas has acknowledged recently by bundling Metaphor with it. Expedition 33 has like 4 million battle themes for like it has like 5 per fucking dungeon because it'll have a different one for each area of the dungeon. Okay, that game has so fucking many. That was made by like
That's true.
3 people. Okay,
insane. True.
maybe
And
not
with like a
3,
budget
but-
of 2 cents, it's
True.
ridiculous. Like
Another
I just find it very hard to believe that Atlas has not done this in a Persona game yet, especially given how much those games are oriented around it. They're like, at least with the Hoshino games, right? Those like last minute twists, like that really change the implications of the story, and they change the tone even at a fundamental level. I just think it's so strange. Like, I'll give an example, right? One of my biggest criticisms of not my biggest, one of my small criticisms of the Marquee arc in Persona 5 Royal is that they don't change a lot of the like ordinary like themes that you hear in your daily life, with the exception of the like regular, like it's so Happy World replaces Beneath the Mask, but that's it.
Not
And that's
Beneath
the problem
the
I have with
Mask.
it because
It
it kind of
replaces Tokyo, Daylight, and Emergency. Beneath the Mask is still there.
does it.
Yep. It's
Is
a
it?
daytime
Really?
game. Yes.
I'm pretty sure in
Ah.
LeBlanc it still plays So Happy World.
No. We can pull up a video.
you certain?
I'm the fucking P5 guy. If I'm wrong
I want
about
to.
this,
Okay, I played the game like a million times as well, to be fair, but I could swear it plays in the fucking. in
We'll pull up
LeBlanc.
Marquee Arc
Crazy.
footage. This is absolutely gonna be the case. I cannot be wrong about this because if I am, they're gonna revoke my Persona 5 card. No, I'm right for
Your
sure.
Persona 5 card, you
Here,
have one of those. Is
Where's
that
one
your
with
Persona
actual gameplay? Because these might be cutscene compound. Here we go. Marquee Reality. We'll go part 11. So the dungeon started by this point. I don't know if you can hear the audio, but the stream can. So I'll just tell you.
No, I can hear it. It's fine.
Should we go
Fuck.
before the dungeon? After the dungeon? Does it matter?
Well, it doesn't matter. Just as long as they're in
Here,
LeBlanc.
here we go. Yeah, Beneath the Mask.
Fuck.
Yes.
That's insane.
So Happy World is
I
a
don't know why
daytime
I thought I
thing.
remembered.
Yes, I'm 100%.
Cause I swore I thought that shit played in. Okay, my bad. My fault. I can admit fault where fault is due. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
I mean, maybe like during like certain scenes in LeBlanc, but those might still be LeBlanc daytime scenes. Funnily, when they like wakes up in LeBlanc and the vibe's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like during like the actual gameplay sections and shit during the evening, yeah, it's yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever. My point being, right, that it takes away a little bit from the tone when like when you're like fucking like doing like, let's say you're doing Mishima social link, because the game does let you do social link, which is fine. I think that's good. It should let you do social links. And
Oh, there's a really good point here. I can. Go ahead. Yeah.
And like when you hear like my homie in the middle of fucking like Mishima social link, it's like,
I
bro,
mean,
really?
well,
Like, kinda takes you out of it, right?
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, like, I think it makes sense that the social link songs are still the same because what's happening in those specific social links are a little disconnected from the main story, and like there should be tonal. I don't know if I go like as far to say they should have changed like the the social link songs and shit like that. That might be a bit much.
I don't. I think again, this is like something that would be probably hard to do just from a time and budget standpoint. I don't know. I think it would add to this a lot more if a lot of the music
You
we
want
heard was
my
different
argument
beyond
here?
just
Yeah, I think there's
the
a really good argument here that you
What do
could
you
make
think?
for
I wanna
this
hear.
for confidants.
Yeah.
So, the way they handle confidants in Mario Kart is really weird. Because everything, like, we can assume that they've kind of broken out of the perfect reality, I guess, in the same way that the Phantom Thieves have. I guess we can assume that much.
Sure.
So that's why they solve their same problems and shit. But what's funny is, like, you can date. So, like, let's say I date Hifumi during, like, the Marky arc, and then the Marky arc goes away. And I think the way they explain it is like that. I think everyone forgets what happened during that, except the Phantom Thieves, right? There's like a line from Sojiro when you come back that implies this, and then
Mhm.
but they kind of have a feeling, like they kind of remember something happening, but they don't fully remember it or whatever. So why is Hifumi
Yeah.
still my fucking girlfriend then, huh? Shouldn't she have forgot that we started dating during this time? There's like some weird things like that. Now that is kind of like a there's never gonna be a good solution to this without locking away social links permanently, which you kind of like. You don't want to do that. That sucked from a gameplay perspective. So I get why that's an issue.
No, that would just be
Here's
annoying.
one thing you could
Yeah.
have done though, and I don't know if he fixes that problem, but it at least would have helped a little bit. Something Golden does, funnily enough, that Royal doesn't, which is a big shock because Royal is a bigger expansion by, quite a
Every
bit.
conceivable margin.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Golden has different dialogue for certain scenes during the third semester because you know how it's snowing during third sem of Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm not gonna be able to find a screenshot of this, but I promise you this is the truth. There's one I can remember. There's a few examples of this. There's one I can remember. This even actually applies to the fog too. Actually, I think some of the social links have alternate dialogue during the foggy scenes. I think, but I remember one during the snow. There's like one. I think it's a Chie social link. There's like a kid playing, in the grass or the snow, depending on what it is, and the line's different. It's like, oh, let me go play in the grass, let me go play in the snow, or whatever. There's like alternate dialogue and some new lines during the foggy stuff and that type of stuff to kind of fit more with what's going on in the game. So like the confidants are actually, or the social links are actually acknowledging kind of the environment instead of just completely ignoring it or whatever. That's like a cool
Yeah.
thing, and I don't know why this, like, I feel like this could have been a thing they did in Royal. I think it's too much to ask. Like having some line or whatever that acknowledges things being a little different or weird or whatever. I just think it would have been like a cool detail thing. Because they do it in
No,
Golden,
I-
but they
I-
don't
I
do it in
agree.
Royal. It's very odd to me.
Especially because, like, by all means, fucking, somebody changing your reality on a fundamental level is probably a little more altering to like dialogue on a reasonable basis than just some snow, or some fog. Yeah, but that sort of thing, right? And to circle, we kind of got lost in the sauce a bit there, but yeah, to your point, right? It would be really cool if we could see something reinforce that tonal shift with like making use of that extra battle theme that Royal. Sorry, fuck, I got it wrong twice. Jesus, that Revival is almost certainly going to have, instead of overwriting an already existing track, you may as well have a new battle theme for a tonal change in the game. I completely agree. I think it's a very good idea. That's from one of the many times where we discuss something, on our own instead of doing it on the podcast because there's nothing ever to fucking talk about, so we keep on like putting it off. It sucks.
Yeah. So I just think if you want to introduce new music, because like Golden has a lot. Like to even Color Your Night was there because there was no nighttime theme for the game. It was just when the moon's reaching stars in both daytime and nighttime. Color Your Night was
Yeah.
obviously an amazing addition, but Golden has a pretty good nighttime theme and A Sky Full of Stars.
Beautiful
I
song.
don't think I'd want that like just removed and replaced. But put in a different song at a different point in the story, well, that's a lot more reasonable. So like that's something they could do with a lot of stuff. They want to introduce new songs and stuff. Maybe you're hurting the appeal of it. Maybe if people aren't hearing it the whole game. But I think actually from like a game perspective, that is better because it's going down now. Great song. You might get sick of it the 400th time you hear it in a row. So it also helps with that thing too. It's why a game would have multiple battle themes. Look, Vengeance did like 40 fucking something battle themes. And if that could do that
Which is
many,
crazy.
surely the Persona team could come up with like 5.
Hold on, wait, hold on. You know what I just came up with right now, and it's a shame I'm mentioning this right now.
I know
so
they're
it's
not
gonna
vocal
happen in
themes in
the actual
Vengeance,
game.
Mhm.
Revival, what they would be really awesome is if they gave a new battle theme. Spoilers in case you haven't played Persona 4 for the Adachi fight. A new battle theme for that would be fucking awesome. Instead of just playing a New
don't-
World Fool, I would
See, here's
really
the thing
rock
though.
with that,
I
think.
like that song for Adachi a lot. What will always weird me out is that plays during the Namatame fight. And I feel like it doesn't fit
Yeah.
nearly as much there. I think a new sign for the Namatame fight make more sense because a New World Fool I think fits Adachi pretty well.
I'd say it fits Namatame pretty well. Like, I mean,
I
even
don't know.
in name, right? Like, I mean, he's like clearly misguided, right? A new world fool. He's an idiot.
That
Right?
song just
I mean,
sounds kind of evil, like.
but it has a sort of bumbling energy to it too. I don't know, like that. Like I like from when I hear it. Like, hold on, I'm gonna play this right now. Like when I hear it, right, I get like that sort of bumbling vibe from it too. Not there is sinister undertones for sure. But it is like an evil sounding song. But I don't know, like in its title and it's like just the way it sounds. I don't know.
I mean,
I
I can
feel
see a
like
New World Fool applying to Adachi. His fucking Arena Ultimax team is a fool or clown, right?
that's a good point. No, that's true. No, I
And
guess,
like how
yeah,
he
that's
kind
true.
of I know he's not the Fool Arcana, but he's kind of like the other side of it in a way. He's like the other side of Narukami.
Would you say that you'd rather have them alter the Namatame boss team if they were to do
When I
one or the
replayed
other?
the game, I forgot they played that song. I thought it was literally just for Adachi's fight, and then I heard it during Namatame. I'm like, what the fuck? I forgot his plays here. I think it makes way more sense on Adachi. That's my opinion. Here, you want to do a new thing for Adachi? Do a new fucking phase for that fight. That fight's short.
True, and fix the AI on it too. Fix the AI. Fucking give him a theurgy because we all know Persona 4 Revival's gonna have theurgy. Like, come on, it's gonna have theurgies, right? Like, or some.
So
They're not gonna call them
I
theurgies,
don't
right?
think it'll be Theurgy, but it'll probably be something similar. Yeah.
No, yeah, like a mechanic that like works like a piercing.
The
Like
only thing is,
almighty
I'm wondering if
fucking
it'll be a mechanic that is like a duo thing, like kind of iterating on the one that's
like
already in
Showtimes.
Golden. Well, there's one in Golden
Mhm.
too. There's a duo attack in Golden. It
No,
just
yeah,
happens
right.
weird.
I'm saying, but it's gonna function more like Showtimes in P5R. But yeah,
Maybe,
it
yeah,
did start in
yeah.
Golden.
Although, wouldn't that just make it all the cooler if Adachi just went solo? So I don't know.
That would see that would be again that and also like with themes and such, right? The whole thing about him is like a foil to Narukami, right? Fuck,
Mhm.
bro, they could give that fight. Don't get me wrong. I like how it's presented in Golden.
None of
I'm
this
not
is
gonna do
happening.
like the fucking like, huh? Sorry, what's up?
None of this is happening. We can never have anything good.
No, you're right. It's not happening. But let's just stream with me for a second, right? I like how that fight's presented in the in Golden. Okay, I'm not gonna do like the cucked like fucking like oh old game it can't look good, right? No, I like how it's presented. But just imagine the way you could like add such a like strong like I don't want to say even cinematic, just dramatic vibe to that fight with like like one of the coolest things Reload does is give fucking Takaya a gut, and most people won't remember this by the way. Circling back to what we talked about earlier, I guarantee you ask the motherfucker who hated Persona 3 Reload, they will never ever bring up the fact that it is sick as fuck that Takaya got a theurgy moment. That shit is just fucking cool, man. It is just good shit that is not done in the original game. If you gave Adachi something like that, bro, I don't even know. I would lose it,
Sure.
bro.
I
I would
think a
actually
good thing
lose it.
for a second phase too, and I thought about this. People especially they took cues from the movie for Reload. If you want to cues from the anime, people love that one-on-one Adachi Narukami fight. Royal added a new phase to Shido's fight where he fights Joker one-on-one. Something like that
True.
where he fights
Hard fuck.
where you fight Adachi one-on-one would be good. I think for a second phase.
I mean, don't they have like a fist? Don't they have like a fist fight in like the
In the
anime?
anime,
Right?
I think
Imagine
so,
like
yeah.
you could have like a fucking like Joker and Maruki moment there too, like where there's like actually just like fisticuffing. That shit would be hard as fuck, bro. There's so much there that they could grasp upon and expand just with new because like Atlas doesn't have the sorry. Atlas did not have the same this like current level of style they do now, like stylization with its like think about this again. Also, something that won't be brought up by people who don't like Persona 3 Reload. Okay, those animations, like the simple ones, like just shift and the critical hits and the theurgies and just everything in that game. The animation quality is superb. Probably the best in an Atlas game I've ever seen. You could provide so much of that to Persona 4 Revival and just add, especially to some of those like the feel of some of those boss fights. You could just do so much with that. There's so much there to grasp onto with that current sense of style, especially if they want to take it a step above what they did in Reload. There's just so much there, dude. There's so much there. I want this fucking game, man. I want this game so fucking bad, dude. Oh my god.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's a shame it's never coming out. It's really a shame.
Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff you can do
I
with
like
the
it too.
DLC. I'm not going to reiterate my DLC idea for the 100th time because we've done it on other episodes, but good stuff you could do, doing kind of like a Tatsuya scenario type thing for the expansion pass 3 different ways makes perfect sense. They don't do any of this. We're getting MP3 files.
No,
here
the
as
more we
go along.
talk, the actually worse we're making
Yeah,
Persona
so
4
we just
Revival.
stop.
They're cutting everything.
Hey, you wanted to talk about appeal to the mainstream, to the wider audience, right? I have a good topic for
Sure.
that.
Yeah, what's up?
Now, I don't know how much this actually translates to players. It's different demographics or whatnot, but it certainly doesn't help, and it certainly helps, I think, reputationally for the people who do know. The Weeknd has started playing Persona 5 Royal.
Oh my god, I can't believe I completely forgot about this. This should have been the first thing we talked about, bro. Oh my god, it's been insane to see. This motherfucker has been blitzing through this game, bro. Like, when was this tweet made? April 8th? This motherfucker is like super far in the game now. He's at least past Futaba by now, right?
Yeah, he's playing on his Switch too, so he's playing it seemingly while he's on tour and whatnot. Yeah.
W Ports
right now, I
W Ports, I'm
think
glad
his
they did
last
him.
time was I think he's past Futaba. I think that was the last thing he posted. He's even been
Yeah.
posting the music from the game. People brought this is funny as fuck to me actually. I have to bring this up. I like The Weeknd. I'm a decent fan. I'm a fan. That guy's good.
I like some of his stuff. Yeah, that's good.
Where the fuck is? Here we go. People brought up how it seemed like. Oh yeah, I forgot he posted with the fucking song. This is his new look for the tour. He put on a mask or whatever, and he posted "Aria of the Soul" for when he posted this, like as a song on Instagram. So it seemed, and I pointed out too how he was using the Shadow Ops outfits at one point. Some of the screenshots he posted. I wonder if he was inspired by, of all things, Arena Ultimate. I don't even think he knows, but of all things, Arena.
That would be funny as fuck, dude. Oh my god, dude. No, this is never gonna. This of all things we said, this is never gonna happen. And it's not gonna happen for Persona 6 because that game is way too far in development.
No,
Probably.
I don't
but
think you're gonna say.
get him on Persona 7. Get him on
I
Persona
don't
7.
think
bro,
they're
I'm
gonna do
telling you.
that. I don't think also. I don't think
Imagine how
meshes
awesome
the
it would be.
style that well. But maybe for like a trailer song or stuff, or just for a trailer. Fuck it. They had that stupid fucking Reload trailer where that.
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, the Umbrella Academy guy
that-
runs. You can have one with The Weeknd who genuinely likes it. Now, getting The Weeknd might be just because he likes the game. I don't know if I don't think he's gonna do it for free.
Yeah,
So
no,
it might be
definitely
expensive.
Probably
But
pretty high.
would that be a
pretty
good trailer?
high
That
grade,
would appeal to a lot of people, I think, especially knowing that he likes the game too. The only kind of the back, yeah.
And you know
Also,
what's crazy? It turns out that he's all of us because I think you're gonna mention this right now.
yeah, I am. Yeah, boy,
Yeah,
man,
he's
I've
all of
never
us.
felt
He's
more
all of
linked.
us.
Okay, I knew. Okay, he's got a very similar taste in woman to me. This guy loves Takemi. This guy's a
And-
huge Takemi fan, and yeah, he proved that. You know what? Maybe I'm not alone in my lowly fumbling of woman. Okay, because if the biggest artist in the world can fumble a fictional goth doctor, maybe there's hope for all of us. He did miss out on romancing Takemi. He did fuck it up. I think it was Faz who posted. This was a crazy read. It was he completed Takemi's confidant, didn't romance her, and then Faz pointed out I didn't even fucking consider this. Yeah, the rank 10 happens in the clinic and not LeBlanc if you haven't romanced her. So Faz was able to realize, oh shit, he didn't romance her. Then I assume people told him or whatever that he missed it, and then he posted that he can't already initiate a romance, and then he posted. I assume this is a fake image. I hope it's not a real guy killing himself. Of
That is definitely fake. That's
yeah, it's very funny. That's how I feel too.
And like
I get it.
like I tweeted below that, maybe maybe we're all
We
The
are
Weeknd.
The Weeknd. We carry the flame.
That's so crazy, bro. That is just insane, man. Like probably the biggest music artist in the world right now.
One of them, yeah. for
Fumbled
sure.
Tate Takemi in Persona 5.
Damn
insane.
shame. Damn shame. Should have not. How did he fuck up the dialogue options of it? You can kind of tell which ones are romantic, I think. Unless he fucked up an early. Because Takemi is one of the characters that can reject you if you fuck up one of the early ones.
He might have just fucked up one of the earlier ones.
I don't know. That's pretty
why
hard to
that's
fuck that.
pretty
Even if it's pretty. From I don't remember what the exact dialogue option is, but I feel like you have to be like a kind of a dick to her. So he also did you see what he retweeted?
Yes, I know exactly what he.
Oh, actually, hold on, sorry.
It's such
First,
a-
hold on. First, we talk about this. Hold on, because there's a bigger one.
Yeah.
Atlas did catch wind of this. This guy's fucking. He did Nier before this, right? Before Persona.
Yes,
He played both
did, and
Nier
talked to
games, Nier
Yoko
Automata, and
Taro.
Nier Replicant. He got to talk to Yoko Taro.
Yeah.
Now Atlas decided to
crazy.
jump in on this, and fucking Sojima and Wada made him, a little message, for the weekend to celebrate him, playing the game.
Oh, I mean, we have Wada and Sojima. We also have Morgana's Lifeless Husk as well.
Yeah,
there too, man. You
thank
gotta
God.
do that.
And then
God.
he replied to it. Look at it, 100,000 almost, 80,000, like that big. Tell it, like, again, I don't know how much this translates to like player numbers and shit, because it is gonna be
But
like
this is
different
still
demographics
like
and
the
different
biggest artist
medium.
in the world is a Persona fan.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't
that's
hurt.
crazy.
It definitely doesn't hurt. I don't think people realize too how like nice it is from like a reputation standpoint, just because like this is the series that's kind of for like losers, and having like
True,
a guy
no,
like
yeah,
as like
the anime
big
style,
and
yeah,
wide
yeah.
appeal and like super like normal guy like the weekend playing. That's just like a very good thing for its reputation. Yeah. Anyways, he retweeted this meme that somebody made of him afterwards. This is a very good meme. Uh, It is good. I just like this meme. Yeah. So just a good arc he's been on recently. Okay, I let people realize this is
It's great
it's a
stuff.
good thing for the game's reputation as a whole too. Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil anything, okay? Just say we might have a musical guest soon.
Yeah,
Social
true.
podcast.
I've been talking to him a lot. You know, we've bond over our love for goth doctors. So.
And it's public transport. You're both Canadian, right? That's something.
Oh, he's from Toronto. That's true. Wait a minute. He is my brother.
Yeah, see,
That's my
you guys
boy
are
right
like the
there.
same.
Yeah. That means we're close. We all know
Brothers.
each other here in Toronto. So yeah.
That's true. No, yeah, we should really. I mean,
We may
we
not
should
look
really
like brothers, but we are. I promise. Anyways.
Well, in all the ways you matter, you are.
Yeah. So that's a cool thing. Should we get to some theorizing on the June show a little bit? Because actually, do you want? You tell me legitimately. I'm asking you right now for this format. Okay.
Yeah.
We have some theorizing we could do for the June show. We already talked about Revival and how it's, kind of when it's going to release, and that it'll almost certainly be at the June show. Do you want to talk about more theories as regarded to maybe other stuff we could see there or whatnot? Or do you want to talk about our minor topics? Because we do have a lot of minor topics. This is our first episode of Social Links that isn't Jeopardy in a while, so up to you.
Yeah. I want to touch on the big one. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Can
right?
do we go through? I don't know how many minor topics do we have here. I'm seeing like 2, but we'll get through these like quick, and then. Fuck, is there even anything else of fucking substance to talk? We did all our P5X slop at the beginning.
Thankfully, eat your greens first, right?
We have like 4 things. One of them at least we should probably talk about. You want to break through
let's
them
do
real
that
quick?
one.
They're probably
let's,
quick.
Let's do the big one. The one like the tiny big one that you mentioned.
You think
right
so?
now. Let's do that one and then.
We just
I
do
think
the
so.
minor one. These are super quick. The 3 other ones.
All right, fine. Sure, I'm
Okay.
okay with that. I'm
Okay.
fine. I'm fine. I'm just really excited. I really want to like get into that. It's fine. Yeah.
First one, okay.
I'm okay.
First one. This is very quick, okay. We're only covering it
Yeah.
because we're the Atlas podcast. We gotta cover everything, okay. Message from the Rido, for the 20th anniversary. Do you see this?
I did see this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of a thank you for the I don't know if you have to actually read the whole thing. It's just the 20th anniversary of Rido, a big message regarding it. Not much to say in terms of the actual message from Yamai, but I think just like, do you think
Yamai really wants to make more Rido.
Yeah,
I can
that's
just
what I
smell
wanna
the
ask,
desperate.
yeah.
Look at the last comment, bro. Like I'll read this out for the people who are listening. I genuinely hope that Rido continues his heroic efforts transcending the ages.
Yeah.
He really wants to make a new Rido, okay? Like it makes me a little sad because I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Rido did probably within expectations, right? I don't know if it exceeded them enough to the point where it's guaranteed the game's gonna get a sequel, but I expect we'll get Rido 2 remastered. I
My
think
guess
that'll
would be
probably happen.
Rido did like about what they expected. It was probably like successful. Was it like a huge mega success? I don't think so. Review wise, I think it did a little bit lower than the average Atlas game does. Not that it was received poorly or anything, but and then numbers wise, I think that reflected it a little bit. Like it was I think for the month on Steam, it was like in the second tier. They do monthly roundups on Steam of like how well certain games sell, gold, silver, bronze. It was in the silver category in terms of revenue, so that's good. I think I just think it's a thing that appeals like really to like core fans. I don't think like the casuals are super.
No, nobody's
for
no
Rido.
like you like have like that one like normal guy friend who likes Persona 5. He's never heard of Rido in his entire fucking
Yeah.
life. I guarantee you.
Yeah, like he knows
But
the outfits maybe who that aren't even in the P5R ports. So
there's
are the new ones.
there's actually a short this guy made about that. If you've never heard of that, there is a
True.
YouTube video that goes into that this guy made. Fun fact.
But I think
listen,
Yamai even during the Rido remastered like marketing cycle even said, I think very bluntly, I think he said something along the lines of like, if Atlas wants to, I'd love to do a new Rido game. So he's basically said it. It does sound like he obviously would be super down to do it. I think it's just up to Atlas and if they want to do it. I don't know. I think it's possible, but I think it's also equally not possible. Like I think it go either direction. I don't think it's a priority. I'll say that.
no, for sure. I do think again Rido 2 probably a lock. I'd almost say like just
Really?
given like
Okay.
everything we know, I think Rido 2 will happen. I mean, like you already have like the base. You already went through all the effort of
Sure,
making like
yeah,
the
maybe.
base for Rido Remastered. It would definitely be way less investment than doing Raito 1 for sure. And if Raito 1 did decently, I'd see no reason not to do Raito 2. And also, you build up that brand further with more potential to grow for sure. Yeah, and Yamai clearly is absolutely wanting that shit so fucking hard. Oh my god. Like I could just feel his tears like staining the letter he wrote there, bro. Ignore how it was typed out, almost certainly. But yeah, you know what I mean, okay? He so badly wants to make another one, bro. It's crazy. Oh
Uh,
my god.
we have this is an even smaller thing. Gmode, our favorite mobile game, you know, what would you even call it? Preservation company, has released an old Digital Devil Saga. I think it's another cell phone game, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Game that previously, kind of ceased to exist, and they've brought it up, they've ported it again, also only in Japanese like all their other releases, but it's a cool thing. I don't think anyone here is gonna play it, but I do want to ask though, do you think I'll ask two questions. Do you think this means, if they're doing this, that
Mhm.
they'll do Digital Devil Saga port soon?
So my answer to that one is no, but I
would
can probably guess
agree.
what your second question
The
is.
second is, do you think
Your
they're gonna
second
do it
question
soon
is
at
it
all?
gonna happen?
Yeah,
I think so.
I
I think
kind
so.
of
I
agree.
see no.
I feel like
I
in
don't think
time,
they'll do
surely.
it during. I think it's probably gonna have like. It sounds like a while out, because it's kind of because it is, right. I don't think they're gonna do it during the Persona anniversary. I feel like this is something that Atlas should do when there isn't the anniversary of their biggest series ever happening.
Mhm.
I can definitely see this dropping like a little bit like as a casual like Nintendo Direct kind of thing. So almost like how Raito did it.
Do you think
100%.
they'd
It's that
be
kind of game, I think.
ports, or do you think they'd be remakes? Or do you think they'd be remasters, but like Raito remasters
I mean,
or SMT
like Raito
remastered?
remastered. I
Okay.
I think like Raito remastered 100. Like Raito remastered, by the way, to me at least. I played a bit of it. A remake in all ways except name. Okay, it's a remake. They changed the core gameplay. They changed the visuals. They add voice acting. It's
In a lot of ways, it
sweeping
depends. At
changes,
this
right?
point, these terms kind of it's very weird. Like I think, where does the term remaster even comes from? Is it a music term? Because like
I think
mastering,
so. Maybe film
Um,
actually. Maybe film. I feel like I've heard film
or
remasters too.
maybe yeah.
But like generally to me, like if there's a spectrum, right? I see like remasters more on the side of just like upping a frame rate and resolution.
Yeah, but the
kind of
thing is,
thing,
now we just
maybe.
call those ports. We don't even call those remasters anymore. That's weird.
Maybe I don't know. Like I feel like what like the grounds for it to be a remake are like fundamental changes to the gameplay, visuals, and soundtrack. That's like about what I say
Well,
constitutes a remake.
careful, because the Raito soundtrack is 1-to-1. They didn't change it at all.
No, that's true. But I mean, like in every other way. Like I mean, they changed the visuals, they changed the soundtrack.
Story's
they add
1-to-1 as
voice
well.
acting.
To be fair, yeah, the visuals are different.
That's
yeah.
true, but I mean,
It's no longer 2D rendered backgrounds. It's a proper 3D game, and the gameplay is obviously different in a lot of ways. Some new, some coming from Raito too. I think it's like kind of like in a weird. It's definitely not. If on the spectrum, it's not close to something as different as a Reload, but it's like because it's pretty faithful in most ways. But I think it's different enough that like it's definitely not like a 1-to-1 port. A hell of a lot more fun to. I would give Raito Remastered a considerably higher score than I give the PS2 game because it plays a hell of a lot better, and that is. I think the main appeal of Raito, really. So, yeah. There's Metaphor Funko Pops. I can't imagine you want to talk about that.
yeah, no, I'd actually rather die like
Okay.
right now than
You wanna
talk,
talk
than
about
even hear
some-
the word Funko Pop.
There's we can go over this really quickly. There's new illustrations for Persona 5 Big Band again. Yeah,
Hey, this is Rokuro Saito. I love this guy's artwork. He did the Sumi one after like people like commented on her not being
but
there,
now
right?
now she was part of.
That's really cute.
Now she's part of. Well, that was for the original one. These are newer illustrations.
Yeah, yeah.
These are different.
Yeah, I'm just saying
This
it's
time-
very cute.
Kasumi's actually here.
Hey, Akechi.
Yeah.
Rokuro Saito has a very appealing art style. I just like looking at
Oh,
his
she's
stuff.
got a little.
He did Memento's Mission.
What was this fucking thing character called again? Something.
Bunkichi, I think. I'm almost certain it's
Okay,
Bunkichi.
something like that. I don't remember. That's for a social link. Yeah. Yeah, and then some full artwork. I mean, cool.
No, Bunkichi is the name of one of the old guys in Persona 3. What
That
the
makes sense.
was it?
I
fuck.
feel like it was something Kun. Like it ended like that. I don't know if it's that important. Does anyone remember? I don't fucking remember. Well, good luck. You
Fuck.
find that while I talk about the next topic, okay?
This is really important to me. Hold on.
Is
this
it
is
really
really,
important to
really
you?
important
I don't
to
know
me.
if it matters that much. It's a stupid fucking. What is it? Panda?
It's the pencil bag that Makoto has,
Yes.
fucker.
Yeah, No, I know. Oh, it says it on the fucking thing. It's Buchimaru.
Oh, we're all idiots.
There
We're
you
all
go.
idiots.
Okay.
We don't know how to read.
And then this one. This is I think the most important of our minor topics today. Even though it's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's cool to have. Finally, Atlas has finally put Persona 1 soundtrack on streaming.
True. I added it to my Atlas playlist. Have you?
Yeah, of course. But here's the thing. I don't know why they didn't just do PSX and PSP. I don't know why it's just PSP.
Uh, I think that's because if there is to be a real reason, it's probably just because that's probably the biggest release in the West, right? I mean,
Yeah, oh, yeah,
like,
I'm sure like the PSP one is probably like the more known release. Yeah, but like it's just I don't know why you wouldn't just do like a dual album of both. Like what?
I mean,
Like
probably the same reason why like in P5 all the Persona 1 outfit DLCs have Persona 1 PSP
yeah, but
soundtracks, so
that's
because
like
that's
you kind of have to
popular.
make like a conscious decision. It's like do we pick one or the other? Like that makes sense. But this is fucking releasing fucking MP3 files in the streaming. You can do that. You can do both. There's nothing stopping you from doing both. How many fucking
That's
bullshit
true.
albums have they released under that Atlas Game Music thing? They did every Trauma Team one. You're not gonna do both Persona 1 soundtracks? Like really? Like
No, you're right. That is pretty strange. I don't know why they didn't. I
especially I
legitimately
like the
don't know why.
PSX
I
one
can't
better.
remember what they did.
So like I like some of the songs on this one. School Days is a banger. There's some other songs I think are all right. But I
I
vastly
mean, if
prefer the
this
PSX
game,
one.
you actually, I'm now like reaffirm. I was looking to my Atlas playlist. If a game that I've never even heard of called Soul Hackers 2 can get a soundtrack release, why can't Persona 1 PSX? That makes no sense. Very
Yeah,
strange.
I don't know. It's very very weird to me that they only did one of them.
Persona
But
2 has
whatever.
soundtrack. Yeah, it's really weird actually.
Uh,
Very strange.
and this kind of leads into our next topic, I would say. What do you think is going to happen at the June show, and do you think we could potentially see more than just Persona 4 Revival? Particularly, I'm hinting at maybe Persona 1 and 2 ports, remasters, remakes, something.
Actually, recently, a certain event that we both
Oh
have seen has
fuck!
kind of pushed me
Have we talked
one
about
way
yeah? Have
on
we
this.
talked about that? I don't think we have.
Well,
We
we can
talked
address
about
it right now. We can
yeah. Oh my
address it right now.
god, this
Let's
was a
address
big
it.
thing. Yeah.
There's a certain little post that Atlas made on their social media, on their Twitter. It's an Atlas West post, to be fair. They have new merch ways on Amazon, and I'm sure all of you are thinking, what the fuck does that have to do with Persona 1, you idiot? God, you probably have a small penis too, and you sound annoying.
I'd
And
agree.
to that I say, that's really mean. But there's a point to this. In the original post that Atlas made, they used some very, particular wording. Wording that they then felt the need to rectify,
Yeah.
which I
So
think is very, very strange.
if you don't understand what he's vague posting about, Persona 1 and 2 had merch releases on Amazon. I was doing a lot of Amazon exclusive merch recently. They did Persona 1 and 2 merch, but the interesting thing about this merch, because this is just art from, the games, whatever. What was interesting about this is that they had subtitles, new subtitles that have never been used for the games before. Persona 1 Origins and Persona 2 Duality. Very, very interesting. Now, maybe it's his name for the merch. Maybe. But they felt the need to give them new names. And then after people started talking about this was the weirdest part to me because I legitimately cannot come up with a good fucking reason why this would be deleted. I remember back when like the Xbox show happened back when, and the fucking intern for the Xbox account said like excited under like a P4R tweet or whatever, and everyone's like,
And then
holy
deleted it,
shit,
and that was the
P4R
Cope.
is gonna
That
be
was my
there,
Cope.
and I yeah, that was your Cub. We had to argue about this, and I was like, I don't think an intern probably even knows that much, and also it seems reasonable they would delete it if people were taking it in a way that they didn't mean. You could maybe apply that to this, but this feels a hell of a lot weirder because this wasn't like a accident. Like this was like, oh, they very intentionally put these here. And they must have known it would cause some theory crafting, but they did then remove these subtitles from the merchandise, which I fucking do not know why you do. Like, to be
Insane.
clear-
I don't know why they would do that.
When I saw the original subtitles, I'm like, it could be new games, but like, I don't like. Would they really just put them here? Like, maybe it could be either. It could be like, oh, these are subtitles for like re-releases, or these are just like merch. Like, legit, it could be either. But now that they've removed them, I'm fucking confused. I'm like, wait, is it like why would you ever get rid of it? I don't. It doesn't make any sense
I
to me.
don't know. It's to the point where I think like the thing that I really don't get, and that I really, really don't get, did they put the subtitles there by mistake?
No,
an
there's
accident?
no way. I don't believe that in the slide. There's no way. There's
So
absolutely
then
zero.
why
I would
would
give it
they?
0%.
Why would they backpedal? Why would they backpedal on it then?
That's
If they
the
didn't seem to
confusing
think
part.
it implied anything, why would they title it that? And when people started speaking, it makes me almost think
And
in
if
the
it-
opposite direction. Maybe it didn't mean anything.
But I don't like that could be the case, but like why would you not why would you care if your people are theorizing about something? Like this is totally removed from like the intern thing where like, oh, it kind of feels like I'm giving people false hope because I'm an Xbox account thing or whatever. But like, this doesn't have to mean anything unless you're reading into it. We just wanted to give the merch subtitles. You're the one giving this on the other meeting versus somebody where the Xbox intern account was really responding to somebody going, P4R is gonna be here, whoa, like basically something like that, right? These imply two different things. If you think these
No, you're
subtitles
right.
mean anything, that's on you. So I don't know why the fuck you get rid of it because now it does feel like you're implying something. Like this is just super. I don't know.
I I'm and I feel like I said this before as well. Didn't I say that you could really hard brand a Persona 1 remaster or remake around the origin like moniker, the start of the legendary
Yeah.
series?
Yep.
I feel like I said this verbatim.
They're they're watching.
Um,
I'm saying.
It's crazy. And I think even with the name Origin, I mean that is how you would sell copies if you called it Origin. That's how you sell copies.
And like people can think it's
just,
like
the easiest way to do it.
weirder. Okay, well then why is Persona 2 1? But like, okay, because Persona 2 is two separate games, but that doesn't mean if you're
But why the hell wouldn't they put them in the same game? Why,
Yeah,
why,
sure,
why would they
that-
release them as two separate
yeah,
games?
right? If you were to re-release them, well, you could just release them as a one game and just call it Duality, and then I don't know, it could be like an MGS HD collection, or so you just pick which one at the title screen you want to play. You know, Innocent Sin, John Bunch, or whatever.
Yeah. Or if they wanted to, and they won't do this because I'm willing to do it, and they won't do it, and probably won't make enough money to warrant this. But if they really wanted to, they could restructure the game so they fit seamlessly into one another. I could absolutely see them doing that too.
Maybe, though, I don't know. Especially for if you're porting them for, because returning fans might be coming and they might just want to play EP, so it hurts a little bit. But maybe, you could.
Oh, that's true.
But and also it would actually make way more sense from a revenue perspective to release it as one game, because if you release Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment separately, well then now you're selling. Let's imagine, I don't know. Let's imagine you sell them both for $50. Okay, $50. I'm just spitball random numbers, right?
Sure.
That's one reality. Now the other reality, you sell them separately for 25 each. The problem is now, anybody who is playing Innocent Sin but never finishes it because they don't like it, or they just never get back to it or whatever. Now you've lost revenue where you could have charged them for both, and then you know, if they didn't finish Innocent Sin, well, who cares? They already paid us the full $50. They paid for both.
Exactly, right.
You know, yeah. So you're like, it's
Yeah.
kind of from a revenue perspective. You could argue the other direction, like, well, maybe more people would buy it if they were cheaper, $25 each. It's less of a direct investment directly like at the upfront. But I don't know. I think it makes more sense to release them as two games in one to make more money too. So I don't know. I said this before, even before any of this. I said this on the podcast before. If there's a time to fucking release Persona 1 and 2, it's during the fucking 30th anniversary. I mean, we're gonna have modern versions of all the modern games now, with Royal obviously being a modern game in and of itself, a remake of 3, a remake of 4. Where's 1 and 2? This is the time.
Exactly right. And I feel like it's a lot of questions that, especially like the more normie Persona fans, absolutely are wondering. And this is your way. This is the easiest way to fill that void. Again, especially hammering in that Origins branding. Okay, for Persona 1, especially, that's just the easiest way to do it. Now, I have a question for you.
Yep.
I wanna put some stakes on this. Okay, can you open up MS Paint for me? real
Oh
quick?
god. No, this never goes well. This is where it gets bad. Okay.
So now I know you're assuming I want a timeline. That's not what I want at all. I want you to write down Persona 1 Origins and Persona 2 Duality for me on this, okay?
There you go. Yeah, handwriting.
Okay, great.
Duality.
Now, I want you to write under both of them remaster or remake, okay?
Okay. Do I pick which one?
No, just write under both of them that.
Both. Or remaster, remake.
Yeah, just put both of them down. You'll see what I'm doing in a second, okay?
Okay. Welcome to the Social Links Arts and Crafts Corner.
Yep. Promise you, it's good stuff, okay? Great handwriting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Use a keyboard all my life, okay? I'm a zoomer.
Okay. So I want us to place our odds on both of these games, either getting a remaster or a remake, okay? And I want to see who's right, okay? Because I have differing odds on both of these titles when it comes to the remaster and remake department, okay?
I agree.
So let's begin with Persona 1 Origins. I'll start us off on this one, okay? For Persona 1 Origins, if that's the name, right? We're making some assumptions here, but let's just assume, okay, for the fun of it. If I have 50% odds on a remaster and 50% odds on a remake, Persona 1 is the one I can absolutely see a big emphasis on a remake for, especially with that branding. I just think it fits too well. So, yeah, if you could, can you write down in blue, 50% on both?
On both of these?
Yeah, because I'm replacing my odds on each individual one, right? Like what I think is likely. I think what I'm trying to say is for Origins, I could go either way. I could see it either as a remake or a remaster. Just my guess,
Okay, I see.
right?
Okay.
So now, what about you, Screen? Where do you think these could fare, like on like a remake or a remaster?
I think you're
for
gonna remake
Persona
one
1?
of them. Persona 1 is obviously the better choice. I think it's aged the worst. I think it's there's a lot of fucking stupid shit in that game. There's like 4,000 different fucking affinities in that game. I don't think the dungeon gameplay is as good as P2's, even though they're kind of different because this one's top down and this one's first person. But I think there's just a lot more you could do with the remake of this game. Persona 2 in some ways even feels kind of like the modern Persona games. Like they don't have things like social links or whatever, but they have a lot of interactions with your party that are kind of incentivized that feel kind of like they, in a way, kind of are. They're not like social links. They're not formatted that way. But P1 kind of has this, but I just feel like P2 incentivizes and does it more and probably just better. I just think there's just so much more you can do with a remake, especially considering right now too, Persona 2. Innocent Sin has a remake that's mostly good. I think the PSX version is probably better because for some reason they decided to make that game really slow slower in the PSP version, and they didn't fix the difficulty issue with Innocent Sin, which is by far the biggest issue plaguing that game. Eternal Punishment is
Yeah.
an excellent remake though, like legitimately everything it should have been. So there's just less to fix there. Persona 1's remake is pretty fucking like makes a lot of stupid errors. One, they replaced the entire soundtrack without an option to pick the old soundtrack. Keep in mind that Persona 2, you have the option to pick the old soundtrack, even though it's way less different the remade soundtrack than the original. Where in Persona 1 they changed the whole vibe. In Persona 2 they just remade the tracks, kind of like almost like Reload. You have a huge downgrade in aesthetic in Persona 1's remake, with the menus being gray and boring and whatever. I understand the original game's
Yeah.
menus were not the most intuitive, but I feel like you can mix intuitiveness with a nice looking menu. If anything, that's what Alice is known for now. So there's just way too many
Oh yeah,
missteps in
100%.
that PSP remake for me to be like, um, yeah, you could just port this version. Like I'd far prefer them doing like a new remake or whatever. It'd be way better to finally come down and make a version of that game that is like the best of both worlds. I'd give it 65% because I still
Okay,
don't
so
know how high I'd go outside of that. But yeah, it's about where I'm at.
okay, so you're saying like a 35% remaster odds. Okay, I see. Okay.
Yep.
Um,
And then
now
35
this
for
one,
the remaster, I guess. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I can still see
What
them just
I
porting
think,
it if they don't think it's worth the time. But I think it would be, to be honest. So it wouldn't be a biggest remake as a reload or thing or what a revival or whatnot. And I wouldn't want them to change the game super fundamentally. I still want it to play like Persona 1 a little bit. But I think there's just so much to gain there from a remake. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
now I think Persona 2 is definitely the easier one to place odds on, and probably the more clear choice. I have, and this is gonna sound crazy, 95% odds on a remaster over a remake. I just don't see them putting that investment towards
90.
P2. 95.
95. Oh my god, this guy doesn't
Yeah,
think it's
I
possible
don't
at
think they're gonna
all.
remake this game. I don't think they're gonna remake that game.
That's nuts.
I say this primarily just because I think it's really easy to brand around a Persona 1 remake because you're remaking the origins of the series. That is super duper easy. But when you're remaking the sequel to the origins of the series, that just doesn't work as well from a marketing standpoint. I just don't see that selling. I can see a Persona 1 remake selling though. Absolutely, I can see that selling. I just don't know if I have the same odds on Persona 2. I just don't know. That's why I'm so heavy on the remaster part. And beyond that, just from a gameplay standpoint, I think that there is a lot less you could do with Persona 2 than you could with Persona 1. Yeah, I just 100% see a remaster Persona 2. I just don't think it's worth doing a remake for that kind of game. I just don't see them doing it.
I mean, I
100%.
generally agree on the points. Like, I do think there's way less to gain from a P2 remake. I think, even sales-wise, like, you're probably gonna have more people starting at Persona 1 and then maybe not getting to Persona 2. Then you're gonna have people just going to Persona 2, even with 2 being the better game. I still think it's somewhat possible, but I just don't think it's super. I'd give it like an 80-20 probably. I think. I think there are odds they could do two different remakes, especially with these being maybe cheaper remakes. but there's definitely way less to gain from doing a Persona 2 one, I think.
Yeah, I genuinely find myself agreeing, but I'm still surprised. I am really adverse to the idea of not adverse. Sorry, that makes it sound like I dislike the idea. I would not mind remakes of either of these titles. I'm just saying from like the standpoint of like likelihood, I just don't really see a world where we get a Persona 2 remake. Or any kind of any kind. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You're more optimistic than I thought you would be on that front, though.
What do you think are the odds that we see it in June, alongside P4R? They do it, they drop just like they did Reload and Tactica on the same thing. They do
Hmm.
P4R, and then they're like, hey, while you're waiting for that, we've got some Persona 1 and 2 coming soon,
I have. All right. So, do we think they're gonna? Are we assuming that they announce these together based on the
I mean, at the same show.
what we saw? Yeah. I'll give it like 40% odds.
Okay.
That's how confident I am.
Got
I'd
40%
say.
on it being there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say so.
I got, I'm gonna match you on this one, actually. You know what? Hold on, I'm gonna Price is Right you. I'm gonna go 41.
Fuck you. I don't like you. I really don't like you. You
There
fucking
you go.
prick.
So now I can be more correct if it happens, but if it doesn't happen, well, I still said it wouldn't happen. So there you go. There you go.
This fucking guy. Yeah, I don't know, just because of I don't know if they're gonna blow their load like that, especially when there is potentiality for P6 there, which is probably not gonna happen. It could.
What do you think the odds
probably
of
won't.
P6 are? Alongside
Like
P4R.
10.
Oh,
Like
I'd
10.
go a little bit higher, I think.
I see it like possible, but probably not. My guess would be
The Game Awards gets more eyes than fucking Xbox showcases, no?
yeah, but like you could do like a teaser there and like a thing there. Whatever. There's other ways to go.
I mean,
but, like,
maybe, but
I
imagine what you
do
could do with a
think-
full reveal at the Game Awards.
I do think it'd be at the Game Awards. That is where my mind is right now. And then that would probably be either a little bit after P4R's release or a little bit before. So it probably wouldn't be hurting that game too much because pre-orders would have been open for like 6 months at that point. So I'm gonna go, we go 15.
This
A little bit
guy.
higher.
Oh
But
my
not,
god.
not too optimistic about it. Probably P4R. P4R. What are the odds of P4R then? We might as well just. What do you think?
Oh,
of that?
I'm gonna give that one 1,000%.
Okay.
It better fucking be there, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 99 because there's a chance. There's a chance they announce a cancellation instead. So I'm gonna put that at 1%. So yeah.
And that's the world where we end social links.
Yeah,
So
that one right
there
here.
is that world. There.
Um.
So there's 1% chance. You think there's a 1% chance social links is no more come June?
Yep. Bro said this last time too. Did I say? I think I said 99% last time. Well, I had pretty high. I think I had like 90 or something.
You had said like 80. You
80.
said, like, 80 or
Okay, that's
something
not
like
as
that.
bad. I did have pretty high, but like now it has to.
This is the final
We
hour.
have
This
a
is the
release
final fucking
window
hour.
because of fucking Funko Pops.
Stop!
We
I don't want to hear Funko Pops for the rest of
we
this fucking
have
episode, bro. I don't want to hear that
fucking.
shit.
We have fucking Tosei's fucking report that it's good. That's supposed to be done by August 31st. Not counting localization and whatnot, and it'll be a simul release, but still, like it just has to be. It just has to be. If it's just not here, when are we marketing this game? Are we gonna announce it at TGA and get 2 weeks of marketing before releasing? No, of course not. So like, where else
That
would
would
you
never
put it?
happen.
Like, if you don't put it at
Look at
the
Game Show.
June show, you just have to announce it randomly one day on social media. Like that, you have to, because you have to get marketing in.
Which they would never do, by the way, because they might, but it would get like no attention. I just don't see. A
They
way
would
where
only do that if
either.
they don't have a trailer ready for June for some reason.
Yeah, which would be again insane because there's no way the game isn't in a more at least showable state at this point. I'm
at
sorry.
that point, just still
Especially based on that Tosei report and based on everything that we already outlined, there's just no way we won't see something. I'm sorry, it's just insane. It'd be insane.
yeah.
And you're free to clip this and make me sound like an idiot if we
You are.
somehow, by some fucking grace of God, not a grace of God, some fucking touch of Satan, okay, that we don't get this. I can look like an idiot, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get it. It'd be ridiculous not to at this point.
You think you'd be an idiot for it? You think
Yeah.
you think they'd make you look like an idiot?
Yeah, I think they would. They make me look like a goddamn moron.
You think they'd do that to you? Your
Yeah.
fans.
Well, they hate us right now. We've already been over this several times. Us two in particular hate us.
They would never. You really think that low that they would not forgive you for having some hope? You really think that incompetency?
I do. I do.
Why?
I believe it with all my heart.
You've made some pretty sound points. You've made like some, like there's a lot of logic like behind everything you've said. There's a lot of good reasoning to believe what you believe.
No, I like to make informed discussion. Okay, I'm a big fan of hoping. Okay, I love hope. I love hope. I loved hope when we didn't get anything from Xbox last time at the stupid little partner showcase. But I'm trying to be more, more reasonable. Okay, which is why you're hearing me rationalize everything I'm saying so hard today. Not that I'm usually not rationalizing, but I'm trying to do it more. Right? I just, with regards to Persona 4 Revival, I just don't see it happening. And if it doesn't, they're just doing it to me like an idiot at that point. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get Persona 4 Revival at that show.
So you're saying in the reality where you are an idiot, we also don't get Revival in June?
Well, no, I mean, I don't know if I'd necessarily put it like that, but sure, I guess. I mean, from a matter of speaking, I'd more put it the other way around, but sure, I guess.
Okay, well, can I show you an illustration that I think really solves and really puts into better than I ever could put it into words. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and I think this picture might be worth 1,000,000. And I think this pretty much gets across everything I want to get across about everything you've just said.
Really? All of that? Every single thing? Well, I mean, of course I want to see it. Show me. Sure.
You're a fucking idiot.
Feeling no pressure, but appears in the media. Better stop treating me small or media. I'm extra large, big ticket, premium. Bound that tongue, you believe in me. Yeah, I'ma lay it down, grabbing that crown. Laying dollars on the ground, gonna double up now. 65 to 4 and 3, 2, one more time. Heavy punchline about to prove. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. Clear your heads now, watch 'em pick. Let it go and prove my worth, let me earn it. Gonna pass this test and get me a permit. Watch how I do, sit down, observe it. Fires in my soul, uncontrollable burn. Look at me then, look at me now. Correct your bones to root cool, make you bow now. Class one to a point to see. Blow, kiss, goodbye while they scream and shriek.